Hello, everyone, and happy Halloween! Welcome to the Halloween episode of Codex Legendarium, which is going to be just a regular episode of Codex Legendarium, except for we're dressed up, which for some of us isn't actually that different. But for others, it is. So, hello. Happy Halloween. Glad you could join us. Hope you enjoy your tricks and your treats later tonight. But for today, while it's still daylight, at least for me anyway, we will enjoy some D&D. So before we get to that and some recap, Justin, anything for the channel?
Yeah, same as per usual. Linktree, get all of our links there. We raise money for Color of Change. We have a Patreon. There you go.
All right. Anybody else have any other announcements? Anything else they want to plug?
Should we sound off what our costumes are?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Excellent idea. I'll start. I am Queen Grimhilda, also known as the Evil Queen from Snow White. My coworkers and I did Snow White and the Seven Dwarves for a group costume, and I was, of course, cast as the Queen.
You love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hot dog.
Incredible.
Yeah, you are.
Emphasis on hot, yes, we stand.
And emphasis on dog, you scurvy dog. I'm sorry.
Gosh, yeah. It's all right. It goes with his character, you know.
Yeah, I'm watching Fantasy High right now, and Captain Bill Seacaster has been in the past couple of episodes, and I'm just really intense about pirates right now, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Amazing.
I'm gonna go. I am dressed as a person in their mid-20s who is hungover.
Excellent. I am a cultist of an unknown beast deity.
Is this backstory stuff?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I haven't made any final decisions, but I'm playing with some things.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm dressed up like Princess, my character. Yeah.
I'm on mute. Oops. I'm also dressed up like my character, Yulyanya, but like in fancy gymnast stuff.
And to round out the back, I am also dressed as my character, Lady Viktoria, and I am freezing because it's cold out. So
Show us the tattoo.
We're not showing my back on stream. We're not doing it.
Yeah, I'm with you on the cold. This corset is not designed for warmth.
You're just getting into the mood for this. You're in the Arctic basically, so like, this is what your character's dealing with.
But there's a reason why I had Princess purchase a coat last session.
I couldn't afford 15 cloaks, so I didn't go with that.
Just put on like every blanket in your house.
Literally.
But I wish.
All right. Well, so to recap a bit then, last week, the party woke up to the encampment being filled with people coming off of a ship that had just docked, like pretty much at dawn. Yulyanya was the first one awake who noticed it coming in. And it brought with it a bunch of people from out of country, from all over the place, all over this general region, who had been brought in on promises of work, who came down to go and do some sort of work in the ruins, the south, the ruins that no one would talk about previously. Princess recognized the ship as the same ship that had offered her work further north in the settlement of Narak, which is where she and Galina met. And she got some bad vibes off of it and decided not to go with, but then here it is. It just showed up a few days later, dropping people off here, and they all loaded up, got on the wagon train. Everybody kind of finished up their business in the morning, got ready to go, and then everybody hopped on the wagon train as well, and it started off to the south, being pulled by its team of 60 elk, all wearing the sort of leg brace, leg armor that Tedros had created and designed. I'll lift up the mask to show the disappointment. And then they started traveling to the south. As they were galloping over the stone sea, the familiar sight of a blizzard came sweeping in from towards the ocean, and immediately fell upon the wagon train. It was relayed back that the wagon train would not be stopping, and would instead be just continuing through, and everyone had to fight on top of the wagon train as it was moving, as two like humanoid shaped lumps of snow landed on top of the wagon, as well as a griffin that Princess and Galina had previously killed, the exact one, its body flying around, sort of animated by that same icy blue energy that had brought the polar bear back to life when it attacked the wagon train. It provided it with other benefits, such as the ice armor that the polar bear had, and a breath attack that it used. You only got a chance to use once, across the top of the wagon. Luckily, everyone was able to take it or finish off the snow people, the Sneeple, if you will, and the griffin with I almost said Hannibal, Montblanc, acting as like an anti-aircraft cannon with some of his crits up there, just obliterating that griffin, until it finally died, and they were able to arrive at the ruins, which is where we find ourselves starting now. So, because my internet was crapping out last time, I'll repeat the description of the ruins. You pull up, it's after nightfall at this point, but you pull up outside of these ruins. In this section of the Stone Sea, the stones themselves have actually been pushed back. They've been almost kind of like dug out and pushed back to create kind of a dugout basin here that is actually being held back on kind of four angled sides, almost in like a curved semicircle, by a timber retaining wall that is holding back the stone, like the piles and piles of stones behind it, kind of framing the ruins themselves, which are a bit of tower, probably like 30 feet tall, jutting up out of the stones and seeming to just vanish deeper underneath them. The tower is made of some kind of material that you're not familiar with. It doesn't look quite like metal. It doesn't look quite like stone. It looks somewhere in between. It has sort of that like matte quality to it that stone does, where it's not exactly shiny, it's more glossy. But at the same time, it seems to have that like it doesn't it seems to be smooth like metal. The coloration of it is a almost marbled swirl of 5 colors woven through it, just kind of in this natural chaotic swirling pattern that doesn't seem to have actually necessarily any pattern to it, just kind of like a natural marbling. In particular, the colors are red, blue, green, black, and white, all kind of woven together. Tedros, having seen a ruin like this before, would be aware that this is the characteristic material of these types of ruins and represents the vast, overarching global civilization that was present on the planet many years ago, before it mysteriously collapsed and left practically no record of its passing. But this is that material, which Tedros would probably know at least, is very difficult to destroy or break, and is very mysterious in its origin, is the characteristic sign of the that type of ruin. In front of the ruins, where the stones kind of slope more gently down towards it, there's basically a camp setup. Another one. This is more of a work camp. The tents are more kind of set up in rows. There's clearly a strict organization to it. You can see a bunch of Yorian soldiers and other workers milling around, going about their business. Just kind of like, you can see that it's the end of the day, so they're not exactly in full work mode right now, but you can see like basically like wheelbarrows and carts and things around with shovels and other things that looks like they're used to try and like continue digging out and excavating and pushing the stones back away from the ruin, kind of to retain this basing, because it looks like when the stones are at level, like when they're not dug out like this and pushed back, it looks like just barely the top of the tower would be visible above the layer of stones, and were they to shift into like, you know, a dune formation here, it would be lost entirely. So they're doing their best to kind of just like push back the stone sea in every direction constantly. And the front of the ruin is kind of like the part that's facing you is a very large set of brass double doors, probably about 15 feet tall, incredibly thick looking and set into the material on huge heavy hinges. They are currently closed. It looks like at one point there may have been, like, you can see the vaguest outline of shapes and patterns on there, as if there was something carved or kind of embossed into the doors themselves. But centuries of wear and tear, especially here with just the constant wearing of the stones from the stone sea pelting onto them, have left them just scratched and dented to basically being unrecognizable. And the wagon train comes to a stop at sort of the top of the slope that leads down into the camp. You can see torches and lanterns kind of lit in rows and on the edges of tents, and larger tents, not like small tents. And they do have like wide, heavy pieces of timber laid down, kind of in like to make paths and create like walking paths to make it so you're not having to walk on the shifting, uneven stones in front of you. And that is where you find yourself as you pull up. The wagon train eventually comes to a stop in front of this, and after a second, the wagon train workers start like unloading things, and you can hear the doors opening and closing up and down the wagon behind you and in front of you.
Yeah. Seeing that we're pulling up, Princess is gonna take off her red cloak that she sort of had like over her, like, and put it away. And she's gonna, she hasn't been wearing this because she's been traveling with people she knows, but she's gonna take out like her mask that's like that covers the lower half of her face. It's like an animal mask. It looks like a skull of something that, like, the eye that she turned into a mask that goes around the bottom of her face. She's gonna pull her hat down real low, her big ass hat. And yeah, just like, and she's gonna like, who's the tallest one here? Montblanc. She's gonna like stick by Montblanc, like a little bit behind him.
Okay.
Just be as inconspicuous as possible.
So you have an animal bone mask, and that's how you're going inconspicuous?
Listen, the hat is bigger than this. You
That's
cannot
true. That's
see
true.
when
That's
she
true.
has
It's a good
her
point.
hat
Good
down
point.
low, you cannot see her face. Yeah.
I do want to say it's a very good hat. You look great.
Mhm.
You do look fantastic.
Thank you.
Does my cloak have a hood? Of course it does.
Okay. Princess and Montblanc both just like incognito up real quick.
Well, then Galina's gonna do the opposite of that. And like, I think like after the fight, she just kind of like stayed on top of the train because she just needed some like alone time and like didn't want to be in the carriage with anybody. And also she didn't like super trust herself to like get back in while the train was moving. So she just kind of like hung out on the roof of the train. She's collected herself. She's a noble woman. She knows how to like put on the facade, like to cork the feelings for a minute. And she just like kind of like shrouds herself in that like cloak of nobility to be like, just like, it's like basically like if anybody's like looking at our party, like their eyes just kind of like really like hit her and then like don't super focus on anybody else, because it's like here clearly is an important woman, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the vibe I'm going for.
Actually, with that, can I have you make a is Galina proficient in performance?
Yes.
Okay, can I have you make a performance check to actually like just add that kind of quality to yourself, to add that sort of air to just naturally draw the eye without even really doing anything.
All right, so we're looking at a natural 19 plus 5, 24.
Okay, yeah. Nobody is looking at anybody but Galina. Everybody else in the party, just like you all see Galina just turn on the charm in a way that you can't exactly put your finger on, but like it is the kind of thing that basically has all eyes on her, and like the rest of you kind of looking like background characters. Hopefully, for those of you that want that, that's a good thing.
Oh, and you were all stressed out about having someone who like couldn't again. Who's helping
What are the
them
rest of
now?
y'all? What are the rest of y'all doing as you disembark?
I think Tedros is mostly he's just trying to ignore the rest of what was irritating him before, and it becomes easier and easier as we get closer and closer to the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we arrive, he immediately has like his makeshift sort of like folds of notes and papers that have like been kind of wrapped up into a book as opposed to a full book, and he's just immediately starting to sketch things that he sees and just take notes on the condition of the ruins as he can see them outside. And he will, look back and check and make sure that Viktoria is still coming and she's doing okay.
So glad you asked. Victoria's not doing so hot. She is clutching her ribs. Like, most likely a broken rib in there. She's just kind of like, okay, here we go, let's go. Slowly following everyone else, clutching her ribs. She's not gonna like outwardly express pain other than just like an arm across the ribs, because she's also very much like Galina, shoving it down. She's a noble woman. We don't do that kind of shit here. So she's just arm across the ribs, slowly and as daintily as she can, making her way towards the ruins.
Okay.
Yulyanya is suspiciously quiet. Just after the fight, just not really talking to anyone, just sort of, she probably stuck by Tedros during the remainder of the ride because he found her and was comforting. And thus Tedros probably noticed that during the fight her eyes were kind of like smoky black around the edges, and then after the fight started glowing golden for maybe the next like 20 minutes, and then it died down. She's just quietly taking everything in and following the group.
Okay. So you all so the whole crowd, like everybody that got brought in, basically starts kind of making their way down. The workers, Casta in particular, who you met last time, is kind of tour guiding, like leading everybody down the slope, like, leading everybody to the specific like timber path that almost creates like a slope set of stairs, just kind of set across the path, giving you footholds to make it so that the way down is nice and easy. And basically kind of leads everybody down and then says, all right, everyone, we'll be heading into the ruins for a first look at everything and to hear Lord Canro speak. But for the meantime, they're still getting ready for us. We're a little ahead of schedule, so in the meantime, just you can go ahead and look around, get settled in. We can get you all some food. Just take a brief rest before we head in. And he will be kind of making his way around, and while everyone else is kind of starts settling in, you all can look around, talk to each other, but also most importantly take a short rest. So you get enough time for a short rest. So you can
before we take our short rest, can I do a 10-minute prayer of healing?
Yeah, because yes, those of you
to
who
expend less hit dice.
Yeah, those of you
get that
who
spell slot back.
yeah, those of you who have healing spells and get your spell slots back on a short rest can expend those spell slots for some healing for everybody and then get them right back. So
Well, I'm already at full, so
So,
I'm good.
other than Victoria, does anyone else look like real bad hit point wise?
Nope.
Untouched.
How's
Successful
Princess
tank.
looking?
You know, fine as usual. You know, Chris is doing good.
Do I remember Princess getting hit at all?
I was hit once, and that was at the very end of the fight.
Everybody gets 11 points of healing from me.
More than enough.
Can I get an
Yeah.
extra 11 over my current max, Sam?
if you cast Armor of Agathis at third
I'm gonna
level
do that
and
right-
then
I'm
take
gonna do
4
that
less
right
hit
Well,
points.
now.
Could you just take my 11 rather than using your hit dice?
I already used my hit dice. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, fuck my prayer of healing then. It's fine.
I mean, we needed to make sure that the Victoria is okay, so that's still
Yeah,
good.
with that 11, I am like almost at max now, so you know.
Yeah, and you did you spend hit dice already or no?
I have not spent
I already
hit dice already.
did.
You did. Okay, but
Yeah.
Rose, did you? So you
I
just-
don't know what my hit dice is.
D8, babe.
Yay, sick. Thank you so much.
Just embodying
three
that
of them.
older sister energy.
Truly.
I'm
Yeah.
only going to spend one.
Okay.
And you get to add your con mod to this roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Guys, are
Doesn't D&D Beyond make everything so much easier? And then when you go back to like physical sheets, you're just like,
Okay, I'm at max. Thank you
All right,
guys
cool.
so much.
You're
Everyone-
welcome.
Okay. So yeah, you all can you're all basically sitting around. The tents are basically, they're not like those low to the ground ones that you like climb into. They're those ones with like the big tall tent posts that you can walk into. They have like cots and stuff set up inside them. They're a little bit more permanent looking. It looks like this place is about as established as the camp that you just left. So you can find plenty of places to sit down. There's a lot of fires around and everything for you to get warm around. They're passing out food. It's mostly at this point they kind of like scrounge up for basically like road food almost. It's like there's bread. There's like some sausages. There's but it's all that stuff that like keeps really well. It's nothing cooked fresh. Cheese, cured meats, bread and cheese, basically that kind of thing. Wine is available. Not the nicest wine, but it's wine. Kind of just like all being handed out and passed around by some of the Yorian soldiers and workers around. Also, while you're sitting there, just like some of the workers, as well as like just some of the other passengers, just like periodically come by and just like walk by and just thank you so much for everything. I heard about which I didn't see it, but I heard it, and like a couple people were like, I saw a little bit. I leaned out the window and I saw you on top of the thing. I saw you fighting, and like one of them will point, come up by Montblanc, and was like, I saw you, and you stood up there, and there's some like light shot out of your hand and struck the beast dead in the sky, and then the weather ended. That was amazing. That was incredible. And like they're like very insistent, like wanting to come by and like shake hands and like thank you and like. It's not like a line forming, but just like periodically throughout that hour, like every couple minutes, there's people coming by to just like talk to you and thank you.
Yeah, Galina will like politely interpose if like they start talking for too long at Montblanc.
Mm-hmm.
She'll do like the nice kind of like meet and greet thing where it's like, oh, thank you so much for coming and saying that you're so nice. Okay, well we will see you later.
Oh yeah, of course. Some of those people that you meet are the like the 6 that Viktoria just hung out with the day before when she was trying to lay low and not draw attention and escape from Galina, which was Lucella, Cadence, Zezarex, Tethula, Kelder, and Wilhelmina.
They come up to like Victoria.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily all of them. There's like people from that group. You see them around. They're still kind of all like hanging out. Actually, no. Yeah, they come over as a group. And, like, thank you all and like recognize Victoria because you were like there, and they're like, Viktoria, right? Yeah, we met yesterday. That was incredible. We absolutely see why you're here.
Yes, I have many talents that I have been recruited for. Absolutely. Yes.
Kelder the half elf is just like, well, I'm here to like move boxes and pick up rocks. So you are just a hell of a person to have around. Just glad you're here. Thanks. Glad to hear it.
But your position is so much more helpful than mine. You should be very proud of yourself.
Well, I am always, but that was I could never do something like that. That was wow.
Never say never, you know. You might be blessed with fate one day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fate. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can certainly hope. Hasn't been too kind to me lately.
But that just means that more good stuff is on the way.
I like the way you think. I'm due for a win,
Great.
right?
Great talk, Wilhelmina. Great talk.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. And they get the brush off. You can send them on their way.
Yeah.
Great talk. Great talk.
Throughout all of this, like, Princess is not really talking, but like just like scanning the crowd for that face or a familiar face. You know, there's plenty of people from all over, but just looking.
Yeah. You don't see any familiar faces out here. In fact, out here is pretty much entirely just like uniformed Yorian soldiers and like the workers and people that came in on the train with you. Is pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
Yulyanya is going to ask Viktoria, how did you make those friends?
Well, you remember when Galina was taking us around and Galina was like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this.
When you disappeared. You left me alone to be chewed out.
You could have left too. You are your own person. You are free to do as you please.
But
and
Galina
I just
would
did what
be
I
upset.
pleased.
Okay, but you made friends then?
Mm-hmm. And look at those friends. They remember me. I 100% remembered all of them.
That's amazing.
It is. Friendship will get you far in life. And even if it makes Galina upset, you should make friends.
Viktoria, you make friends so easily.
Yes. I do.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Doesn't really sound like that, do I?
A little bit.
No.
A
Little
little
bit.
No.
Little bit.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But what you were saying was very helpful, I think.
You were not taking notes?
I was
You are not taking notes in your journal?
Your journal?
I was taking notes in my mind. I took the notes in
your
my brain.
mind journal.
Yes, my
Smart.
mind journal.
Smart. You can't lose your mind journal.
Yes.
I mean, if
Exactly.
you lose your mind, then yes, you would lose your mind journal. And if you are
Oh,
like
very
dead,
good point, Victoria.
if you're like dead, you cannot access your mind journal.
Well, you lose a lot when you're dead.
I guess
You're dead,
right.
so you don't need it.
Yep.
Who
Very
knows? You might
wise.
need it in the afterlife. You might never know.
Afterlife.
They should just bury you with all of your stuff.
Absolutely.
I think some people do.
They've got the right idea.
Yeah.
So are we gonna go like in the ruins?
I think we should get in the ruins before anybody else does, personally.
I think that there's
would
already
love
people.
that.
People are definitely, they've been here for a while, Montblanc. They're definitely already in the ruins.
That's not what
Yeah,
I
And I
mean.
think it would be best if we waited until
I mean,
we were
before the
dressed.
people we came here with.
I don't see how that's
Also-
going to help us.
So like we should sneak in right now while they're all eating.
Yes.
What?
That
Do-
is such a great idea, Mon.
That's a terrible idea.
We don't know what we're looking for. We're walking to ruins that no one knows a goddamn thing about.
No, they know about it. They just
they
won't
know
tell
about
us.
it. They know more about it than us. They've been in there. We don't know. We would be going in completely blind with no benefit because they've already been in the ruins. The reason why they're kicking up all this storm is because they know that there's something in there. I just don't see the benefit of us storming into it without knowing anything. Yes, we should. I think we should try to get into the ruins as quickly as possible, but let's do information gathering first before we dive head straight into the unknown. I'm all for getting there as quickly as possible, but working smarter, not harder.
Idea. We should get audience with Lord Canro.
Well,
We do need to talk to Lord Canro, don't we?
Yes.
Why do you look upset, Princess?
You can go talk to him and come.
I will gladly do this. Yes, you do not have to come with me.
Princess,
Yes.
why don't you want to come? You're the one who knows everything about the spinny thing.
I think that's why she doesn't want to go.
Princess looks around again, see if anyone's like near, like, and if she sees like there's not like people like coming to say hello or whatever, she's gonna lean in and she's like, people are under the impression that I am not alive, and I'd rather people not find out that I am not dead anytime soon. And if Lord Canro is working with people that think that I am dead, I do not want him to report back to them that I'm, kicking.
Oh, well, that does change things a bit.
I would say so. Yes.
Oh my
Well, all
god,
right,
you're
we just have
dead.
to make
I'm not-
sure.
I never died. They just, performance.
Probably should have led with that.
No. So I should have led with that.
If people think you're dead,
I did
people
not
think
go
you're
down
dead.
here believing that there was people working with the man that I was looking for. I thought he was a free agent. I didn't know a lord. I didn't have all the information coming down here. And I didn't think I would be going into an audience with him. So
I think we
I'm
actually
sorry.
did say that we mentioned Lord Canro. I think that was a conversation that we
Yes.
had.
yes. But I didn't know that that you were expecting me to go see him. So I didn't see how that was.
But how are we supposed to do information gathering that you just asked us to
You
do?
can go, like I said, you can go see him. I just don't see like.
Well,
go do
Can you
everything
tell
together.
us? Can
Yes.
you tell us what you know? I mean, it's not like we know what to ask him.
I did not know I'm telling you, I did not know a Lord Canro existed. When you found out that when we were talking to the children and they said a Mr. Canro, that was the first time I ever heard that name. And then later on, when I found out that there was a Lord Canro and the probability that they would have the same name, this is new information. I'm learning these things with you. I know the people that he is working with, potentially. I'm
Is
very
that true?
Is that true?
Yeah. Can I roll insight? Are you finding this information out as we are?
Yes. You only have to like.
Okay.
I did not know of Mr. Canro existed. This is new information. Rolling with the punches here. What I'm telling
I'm
you.
just asking, what do you know about what we're going to be asking? I mean, I don't even know
I
what this
don't know
spinny
what you
thing
could
does.
possibly
I thought it was a toy too.
I don't think we're talking about the spinner thing with him. All of our questions are related to the ruins.
Thank you. What we know about what I told you about the spinner, it is used to hunt, collect, and trap beast monsters of the like, and train them to be set on other people as like an attack dog. It's used as a training device for monsters and the such.
So we ask Lord Canro what monsters he's training.
No.
Definitely do not ask Lord
Do
Khan.
not ask that
No?
at all. No.
Did we ask if he has any pets?
Yes.
No, perhaps we just
No.
let me do the
You're
talking.
misunderstanding.
Yes. The
The man that I used to work for, is the person who collects these monsters and beasts, and he would use them to expand his influence and power. This is quite a far distance from where he usually does his work. But that means there's some creature out here that's worth chasing after to send out his scout to go look for. And if Mr. Canro is giving a golden crank to the scout, that means he is wanting my previous employer's favor. And that means I don't know what that means.
Wait, so you used to work for the people who think you're dead?
Work is, I'm being generous with myself. There was little choice in my employment.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound good.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Well, you don't have to go then. I mean, we can go and ask the right questions.
Yes, I will ask the right questions.
Yes.
Am I
Galina will
allowed
ask
to-
the right questions.
Am I allowed to ask right questions too?
And what would those questions be? I would like.
One second, I have to deal with Viktoria first.
What is Mr. Canro's favorite color?
Actually, not no.
I was
Actually
told that
not
was an
no.
okay question to ask.
That is an okay question to ask for sure.
What if we ask Lord Canro why he is so far from Aor?
We know why he is so far from Aor.
But
It
what
is
if
for
he
these
tells us?
ruins.
What if he tells us different answer? Then we could be like, haha, you are a liar.
We can't. Okay, I don't think you are quite understanding. He is a lord in the empire we come from, who wields power in the empire we come from, and his power level is very much on par with our power level, and so
we should catch him in a lie to like decrease his power.
what I am saying is that we have to be more careful with this
We have
whole
to be
thing.
Sneaky catching and lying.
Otherwise, we will bring great ruin to the illustrious house of the 5-star Chalice and Uncle Blian.
Uncle Liam would be so angry with you if you did that.
To Princess, as like an aside. Do you see? Are you seeing?
I see. You make me miss my sisters.
All right. So we
Wait,
go. We
Princess,
ask
you have
about the
sisters?
ruins.
Hold on. We just learned that Princess has a family.
We have more important things to talk about.
I'm
I'll
adding it
ask
to my
about
mind
your sisters
journal.
later.
Yes, add it to your mind journal, and we can come back to it. But yes, we will go to Lord Canro, and from now on, we will only call him Lord Canro. No Mr. Canro. Only Lord. Step 1. Step 2, we will ask about the ruins. We will ask about any findings so far. And step 3, we will ask for clearance to go into the ruins on our own.
Sure.
What?
I said sure.
Sure. Okay. Sorry, I thought you said 4. I thought you were adding on to my list. My mistake.
We're going to get clearance to go into the ruins on our own for exploration.
You're right. You're so wonderful. You're
And
correct.
exploration and exploitation of the resources there. What is another E word that we can use? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Environment.
Environment.
Exorcism.
Would rather
Elephant.
not do an exorcism in the ruins. I feel like that could go very badly for us.
Yep.
If we have to exercise anything in the ruins, I think that we've already made a couple of mistakes.
Yep.
Depends on who you ask if that is mistake or not.
Doesn't it depend on how
Well,
good
if you
are
ask
at
me, I am
exorcisms?
saying it's a mistake.
I mean,
Fair enough.
but
If
what
I am the person you are asking.
But like, what if we ask exorcist? If that is their whole job, they would be like, "You did not
I
make
feel like we are
mistakes."
getting very off track again.
Yes. Montblanc, I hear you giving your one-word response, but any feelings on the subject?
I don't trust anybody here.
Well, I am in
So,
agreement.
more information's good, but I'm just gonna do my usual. I'm gonna prowl, see what I can find for information, and then I guess I'll meet you all back here.
Blanc on the prowl.
Yeah.
If it's all right with you, I'll take a look. I have no idea what they might have done here. If they didn't bring in people who were well trained originally, they may have done a lot of damage, and I'd like to
Yeah.
see what I can document before even more clumsy, present company excluded,
Yep.
or clumsy people come traipsing over everything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, then I will take Viktoria and Yulyanya to speak to Lord Kenro, and Tedros, Princess, and Montblanc do some prowling. Does that seem fair? So that everybody has a buddy, and then we can meet up here in a specific amount of time.
Yep.
Do we get to still go to the ruins?
Yep.
We are going to go. We're going to meet here, and then we're going to go to the ruins after our two separate groups are finished with technically the same task, just different ways.
All right.
Okay, wonderful. We'll meet back here in, say, like 30 minutes or something. I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
So you're splitting up?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's go with the Talk to Canro group first. So where are you going?
We're going to go talk to
Kenro.
So he is inside the ruins already.
I want to, because they were saying that he was going to be coming out to like address people, I want to find somebody who has the authority to like get me an audience with Canro before he comes out.
Okay, that'd probably be Casta.
Hello,
Use
Casta, it's us
Position
again.
of privilege.
Oh, hello.
Hello, I'm so sorry to bother you. I actually really do need to speak to Lord Canro. I know that he's coming out soon. Is there any way I could intercept him on his way out?
Oh, well, he's not coming out. Everyone else is going in. There's a bit of an audience chamber inside the ruin that he's sort of set up. I'm
Oh,
going to address
wonderful.
him
You
in
can
there.
just show me there then.
Well,
Thank you so much.
well,
Is it
Thank
just
you.
this way now? Okay, goodbye. We're going
the-
now.
the doors are shut, and we don't have a way of opening them from the outside.
Can we knock?
Could, but
Knock, knock, knock.
they're in preparation. They should be letting everyone in sometime in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I believe.
Yes, but we have important business with Lord Canro.
Right.
God.
Tell you what, how about when the doors open, I can bring you to the front of the line, and I can have you go in, and you can, while everyone else is kind of coming inside, I can bring you up to Lord Canro, and you can speak to him before he gives his address.
Wonderful. That will work perfectly. Thank you so much.
All right.
We will wait here patiently.
All right. Yes. If you just wait by the doors, when they open, I'll be sure to bring you in first.
Galina,
Yes.
is it okay if they know that you're a lady?
They do know that I'm a lady, yes.
Okay.
So you three are going to be just hanging out waiting?
Just hanging out and waiting.
Okay.
Casta can't get us in there any sooner than yeah.
All right. Then back to the other three. So you're all skulking around?
Are we doing this individually or or together?
I was imagining a Sanderson sister, like, linked elbows and...
I just feel like,
too.
I don't know how welcoming either of those Tedros and Montblanc would be to that. So just
Mhm.
Prince is just gonna do an awkward like finger thing, like
Tedros starts walking.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Same.
He's
Okay,
booking it.
So where are you walking to?
He's trying to find a spot where, I guess this would be him trying to think of what he knows of the architecture and the entrances from the experience that he has to see
Okay.
if there might be like a side door or a back door or something to it.
So the problem is that what you can identify here, there should actually be several entrances. The problem is all of those are probably underground. This is basically what you can identify as a balcony exit. The balcony is gone, but like they've managed to dig down to the balcony door. So like any side, but like as part of a tower, this should be probably like 100 feet in the air where you're currently standing. So all of the like side entrances and back doors and things like that are all probably buried under 100 feet of rock right now.
Yeah, I think he's probably just checking to see maybe there's. He's just looking for something. He's looking for something that will give him information that he does not already have.
Okay. Are you looking at the ruins, the stuff the people brought, or the people themselves?
He's looking at the ruins.
Okay, looking at the ruins. All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right. That's a good number. Do I have a good number to put with it? I shouldn't I? I don't though. It's a 15.
Okay. Looking around, just kind of like from what you can see from these ruins and everything, you're starting. You can kind of get close enough and see. It's kind of like it's you kind of have to like walk side to side, but basically like by pacing around enough and looking at the doors, you can start to get some semblance of a sense of the shapes that were once embossed on the doors. Kind of just by getting different angles and seeing how the firelight reflects off of them, you can start to kind of see the shapes a little bit. And what you notice is the biggest thing you notice is that there is some kind of very large central focal point four-sided shape as part of the design on the door. And in your experience, the number 5 is much more important in these ruins. And also you usually don't see doors or things like that. You don't see the inclusion of brass. Usually it's just archways. It's open. It's not this extra material. Everything is usually made of that strange substance that the structure itself is made of. And you can tell though by looking at it that it's not added. The Orions did not add this in. This is not something that they constructed. So what you're probably based on what you can tell and just like the little bit you can glean from just looking at the outside, you would guess that this place represents a joint venture in its original construction. This was a collaboration between that original civilization that you're familiar with, their ruins, and another one during the same time period. So this is actually your first sign of another civilization during that time.
His pencil is just flying. He's sketching things. He's like flipping back. He's like, no, this isn't that. Okay.
All right.
He looks a little bit possessed at this point.
Okay, so he is just pacing back and forth, looking at looking at the firelight and everything, and just sketching and almost running into people as he's walking back and forth across the camp. Okay. Princess and Montblanc, what are we doing?
I'm seeing if I can find anything unnatural around the exterior of the ruins.
Define unnatural. Like, what kind of unnatural are we looking for here?
Fey, fiend, undead, etc.
Okay. Give me another investigation check.
Alrighty. It says I get advantage on this if those are what I'm looking for, though.
What's the full list again?
Fey, fiend, undead. If I'm looking
just
for
Fey,
them.
fiend, undead.
Yeah.
Okay. No advantage then.
Okay. Nah.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking around, but you're not seeing any exterior signs of monsters around here, so it's hard to get any too much information. It looks like also just like people have been traipsing over this area and everything, so you're not. A lot of evidence has been not really provided.
Great. All right.
And then Princess.
I'm assuming did you both go in the same direction? Because now I'm gonna just like roll a dice.
No,
to see
I went off on my own.
I think they seems like they split
I'm
up.
gonna like roll to see. I don't want to be by myself. Okay, I would go with I would just be following Tedros behind Tedros and like just like I don't know, being like because Tedros is in his own world, just like looking around to see if people are like watching Tedros at all or like looking at us or anything like that.
Okay. Take your pick between. So you're basically kind of focusing on the people around.
Yeah.
I'll say take your pick between perception and insight.
It's the same thing.
I will tell you. Well, they give you different information. So
yeah.
tell me which one you're going for.
I'm gonna do insight.
Okay.
So that would be math. That would be a 23.
Oh, okay. So looking around, you can see a distinct difference. You can identify two distinct groups of people. They were two distinct groups of people already, but it's sort of like the gulf between them is just widening as you're paying more attention to their mannerisms and how they're acting. The people that were brought in on the wagon train, the ones that came in with you, the workers, seem just like not necessarily not a care in the world, but they're like, doing their thing, walking around, like there's not really a lot of unifying anything between them. All the Yorian soldiers and workers, however, that you see are all very attentive. They're all paying attention. They're all keeping an eye on everyone, all of the workers. Very much like active, providing food and anything anybody needs. And there's just the slightest sense of tension among all of them. And you would notice that despite the fact that it's after dark, and like all of these workers have presumably been working all day, none of them are going to bed, none of them are resting. They are all fully attentive on all of these workers that have been brought into this camp. All right. And after the three of you do that, at some point, Casta is going to walk up to the other three of you again and say, all right, we're going to be heading inside soon, so just if you get yourselves ready, you just stand right here. I'll make the announcement to everybody, and then when the doors open, I'll bring you in first.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Casta.
Of course. All right, and then he turns to the crowd and kind of calls out, and the way the basin that you're in kind of is shaped, and just like the fact that it's all stone and it's cold out just makes his voice carry very well through this area. Just attention, everyone! We're going to be heading inside for an address from Lord Canro himself to thank all of you for the hard work you're going to be doing, and for making the journey out here. So yeah, he wanted to express his gratitude to all of you. So if you would please come inside and join us in the ruin. We'll be about to begin. And there's just kind of like a slight hesitation after he finishes saying that, where like there's a awkward pause because nothing happens. And then you just hear as the two 15-foot tall, and you can see like 6 inches thick, solid doors just both swing open. You can see that there was it kind of has the hooks for a drop bar, but it looks like a new fresh one has been laid in. The old one probably rotted away, and it's been lifted up, and like several Yorian soldiers on the inside are like putting their backs into it and swinging the two doors open wide and leading into a hallway. Leading into a chamber with a stairway leading down on the other side. And he turns to the three of you and says, "Please follow me."
We will do so.
Right. While he's leading them at the front of the crowd. Princess, Montblanc, and Tedros. What are you three doing?
I want to ensure I'm at least one of the last people to go in.
Okay.
Tedros is kind of trying to look back and keep an eye on where Princess and Montblanc are, but he is definitely like, kind of like, come on, and he's like, not
yeah,
like
Princess is right
aggressively,
behind
but
you,
like
so.
definitely like
Hmm.
kind of sort of slightly being politely rude about pushing through to the front.
Little,
It's like, yeah,
little bit of
just-
a kid in a candy store situation.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that then Prince is just gonna like go to the front of Tedros and like just like kind of like hold on to like some part of his clothing and just like push through people, getting that message because she's right next to him. Just push through people, just like putting on her mean face and pushing through people.
Okay. All right, so you all go in. All right.
Mhm.
So you make your way inside. So the first thing you see is sort of like an antechamber. It's pretty much the platform of this tower. And once you get inside, you see the outside was circular. The inside, the first room you come into, is a pentagonal room. It's a pentagon, 5 even sides. However, laid out on the floor, and Tedros, you can see that this is actually probably the shape you identified on the door, but it's much more well preserved inside here. It's kind of almost like in a groove cut into the floor and kind of filled in with some kind of dark material that makes it stand out. So it's kind of highlighted. You see almost this sort of hourglass shape, and I think I can. There we go. Kind of like that shape on the floor right there.
Okay.
What you see, kind of set into the 5-sided shape, with a set of stairs then ahead of you, leading further in. Casta, like everybody else, kind of comes in and comes inside. You can see actually looking up, you can hear this whistling sound, and can see that the top of the tower actually. This is hard to tell from the ground, but the top of the tower is actually open. There's a hole leading just up into open sky, and the wind just kind of whistles across the top. So everyone else kind of comes in and like oohs and ahs and like looks around and meanders a little bit. Casta though takes the 3 that are with him and are just like, right this way. I'll take you directly to Lord Kenra.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much.
Takes you down the stairs. Eventually, takes you down the stairs, and this is everybody kind of like follows after. So I'll describe the path that you're all taking, just maybe more delayed for those of you in the back. It's down a set of stairs, at which point you come down to at this point you're below the ground level that you were at when you were in like the basin, and you come to it levels out into a hallway where it branches off left and right, and you can see that there are basically like metal, like pretty much wrought iron torch stands set on the ground. It looks like you can see places. Tedros in particular probably would identify bits of broken metal on the ground, and this would be actually a fairly familiar sight for you. Those are broken tips of chisels, and like just like stoneworkers' tools that when you're familiar with this, you've seen this in the last ruins you went to that were like these. People have tried to like carve holes in the walls and stuff to like attach sconces and things to put up torches or anything else, and the tools just break on whatever this material is, and just the broken pieces are still littered on the ground. So rather than sconces in the walls, it's these kind of like almost like almost like a wrought iron tiki torch stand, like kind of just a stand in the ground that then goes up and kind of forms a loop that torches can sit inside of, and so those are lighting the way. Once you come to this leveled off area, there's a hallway leading left and a hallway leading right, and it continues forward, so it kind of forks. Although looking left and right, any of you that glance down those hallways, you can see that the way is completely blocked by just rubble. It looks like at some point these passageways were broken open long time ago and just collapsed, and it's just more of the stones of the stone sea kind of blocking off those 2 ways down, and they have not been excavated yet, so it would take a significant amount of digging to get through. Past that, you do see 2 more of those brass doors, but these ones are more like regular door sized, just one on the left, one on the right. Casta just kind of like pushes past those though and goes down another set of stairs, that then leads into a huge open circular room. There is a massive brass plate in the middle of the room, also circular, takes up about the majority of the middle of the room. With another, it's a brass circular plate with a pentagon inscribed on the middle of it. And there are stone platform, or not stone, there are platforms jutting out from the walls of that same swirling material on 4 sides of the room. So straight ahead, left, right, and then directly above you as you walked in. You can see these platforms. They're like balconies, basically. They kind of like rise up into railings on the sides, and the ones on the left and right have stairs leading up to them. And you can see people, guards, workers, standing around and leaning up against, like leaning on the railing of the far one, the one directly ahead of you, looking straight down at the stairs that you walk in through. You can see a older man, bald, clean shaven, very, very pale, just kind of leaning, actually pale, but very, very red faced. You can just look very much that, like someone who's, you get the sense of like someone who is so used to getting red in the face that he kind of always has this perpetual rosy tone to his entire face. Leaning over on the railing, wearing just like a full, like you could tell it goes beyond the railing, but just full floor length fur coat that he's kind of wrapped up in.
Iconic.
Sleeves pushed up to the elbows, leaning down on the railing and just kind of like staring down towards everybody as you come in. Casta is going to take you up one of those curved staircases onto the rightmost platform, and then back into a hallway that kind of leads outside the room, kind of behind it, and out into the platform where he is, just as everyone is starting to come into the chamber and being led into this large room. In the meantime, before I get to your meeting with him, I just want to check on the other 3, Princess, Montblanc, and Tedros, as you're coming in past all these like hallways and doors and things. Anything particular you want to do, or are you just kind of following the crowd all the way in?
Tedros is following the crowd. He's probably pushing less now because he's stopping to like kind of stay at the edges and like use whatever light is available to improve whatever notes he's taking, whatever sketches he's drawing. And he's just very focused, very intent on the ruins themselves, and is probably the most distracted he's been since anybody's seen him.
Okay.
And Princess is just, again, still acting like guard dog, just making sure no one like bumps into Tedros or anything. Make sure, because he's not paying attention, so she's paying attention for the both of them.
Okay. Montblanc?
Just following.
Just following? Okay,
Yep.
so you pass by those 2 hallways and those 2 doors, down the other set of stairs, and then you come into this huge open chamber. Tedros, probably one of the biggest open rooms you have seen in a place like this. It is massive. So as you come into that, get up to the balcony where Casta leads you out through the door. There is another kind of the curved hallway you're in that kind of like goes behind these balconies on the second floor. You can see that just before you come out onto Canro's balcony, there is another set. There's like another set of stairs like further in that leads down. It looks like they go down past this floor down to like another basement level.
Cool.
But he leads you out onto the balcony and says, Lord Canro, I have a few people here who would like to speak with you. If I may introduce Lady Galina and Lady Viktoria of the 5-Starred Chalice.
Can I also say, while we were waiting, I coached Yulyanya on how to do like the formal Aeorian greeting.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
You just say that you do it.
Yeah.
I do it. I do
Yeah,
the
okay.
formal greeting.
we do the formal greeting.
But also, Casta introduced the sisters and not Yulyanya, so Yulyanya will immediately say, "And Yulyanya of the Valley."
immediately, so it's like it turns around and like is already a little, you can see already a little bit of like, this was not scheduled kind of look on his face. And then Yulyanya speaks up and adds that, and you can see his eyes just narrow and dart down to Yulyanya before back up to Casta. Say, well, thank you, Casta, for introducing them. If you would go, we would just wait for them here. I can speak to them. Hello, good to see. Nice to meet you.
Yes,
what can I do
hello,
for you?
Lord General. It is a pleasure to meet you. I believe it is the first time that our houses have been introduced.
As far as I'm aware, yes. I may have had occasion to meet with your uncle at a
Likely
party or
not.
event
He
or
doesn't.
something.
He doesn't really go to those. So
I see.
So likely not. I'm very sorry to disrupt what I am sure is a very carefully laid plan for the grantor and the. I get that, I really do, and I'm very sorry to have interrupted all of this. However, the interests of the five-star chalice seem to have been aligning with the interests of the bladed scepter, and so I wanted to come and introduce myself and perhaps have just a quick conversation with you, if that is all right.
Of course, yes. As long as it's quick, I have. He kind of gestures over the balcony where you can see just the crowd of people kind of trickling in and milling around. I have an audience to attend to here momentarily.
Yes, of course. I did try to get in here earlier, but Casta was very strict about it, so I'm afraid it did not work out for me. So I don't know if you know, but the five-star chalice has been looking into the attacks recently in the area on the various caravans. And so, first of all, if you have any information, anything like that, it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, all I know is that there's some sort of creature, and it is insisting on attacking my caravans, and I would very much appreciate it if it was dead. I'm the one that sent out that call for investigation, help, destruction of whatever is doing this.
Wonderful. Yes. Well, that is why we are here, of course. The second thing I wanted to ask was about these ruins specifically, and essentially just the timeline. When they were discovered, when the bladed scepter took over the excavation process, all of these things, anything that might have been touched, anything of the sort.
Well, these were found a few months ago by one of our early expeditions. Of course, it was my decision to investigate them further and excavate them and be able to get a closer look at them. I'm a lover of all things archaeological and ancient, so I find we can learn. I find we can learn quite a bit from the past.
I agree entirely. Yes.
Have you found anything that was interesting?
Oh, quite a bit interesting. Yes, I'll be granting a tour to everyone in the morning of the lower levels, but perhaps after my speech, I can give all of you an earlier tour as well, if you'd like to see some of the things we found.
Oh, that is so kind. We would very much appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Did you find anything that's your favorite color? And what is your favorite color?
Well, everything seems to be, and he kind of just points at like a section of walls. Everything seems to be one of these 5 colors, and I do quite enjoy the color red, so I suppose we did find something my favorite color.
I'm adding
She's
that
just
to
gonna-
his little thing.
She's just gonna look at Galina like,
Yes, great. And I'm so sorry, but the last question I have to ask, we have some clues, some information that leads us to believe that the thing responsible for attacking the caravans is in some way related to these ruins, and perhaps even resides here when it is not out attacking. And I would hate to step on your toes, and so I am coming before you as a representative of my house, my region, to ask permission for me and my hirelings to investigate within the ruins. You know, I wouldn't want to just go tally-ho without talking to you about it first.
Well, I suppose we can organize something of that nature. I do want this thing dead, whatever it is. It is causing quite a pain to me in these expeditions. So, anything that can be done to remove it is the better. It does seem that it began around when we began excavating here, so perhaps we woke something up.
Yes, of course. It's very likely. It happens all the time in ruins, from what I have read. Ancient curses and the like, you know.
Oh, of
You're
course.
a fan of the archaeological. You understand. You get it.
Oh, of course, yes.
All right. So wonderful. Me and my team, we will just. I hate to use the word gallivant, but I feel like I am a character, so it will probably be gallivanting. And we will do a thorough investigation. And, I suppose I don't even have to check in with Uncle Liam if you are the one who requested our services. So I will let you know what our findings are.
All right. You said hirelings, and I take it that you both were introduced of being of the five-star chalice, so I assume that hirelings does not refer only to this one individual before me.
That is
Just
true.
for
There are
sure,
3 more. Yes.
Yes,
Right.
I am a hireling.
Indeed. Well, do you have any more questions for me?
I guess my last question is, has there been like any item that is just really sticking in your mind that once it had been interacted with or moved, the attack started?
There is a structure on the lower level that may have something to do with it. Perhaps that was related in some way.
What kind of a
Interesting.
structure?
Oh, I'm not technically minded, so I would be terrible at describing it to you. So perhaps I'll just show you in a little
Yes, Tedros can explain it to us. It'll be fine. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. We do genuinely very appreciate it. And I look forward to working with you in the future, as I'm sure our respective regions can benefit from working together as well. It seems
Of
like
course.
it's very much on our side in this regard.
Oh yes, it certainly seems like it is.
Okay, call it. I'm gonna take up my phone and call it.
Heads.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d4.
Okay.
While this is happening, can I take this conversation into account and do a vibe check on him?
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Oh no. My one weakness, mental stats.
Yeah.
I was also gonna ask to do an insight check on this.
That even with a -1, that's a 17.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Galina, go ahead and also roll one.
Mine's only a 10.
Okay. Yeah, Galina, you're not really getting anything.
Yeah, I was specifically looking to see how the luck thing affected him. Also, it did come up head, so I want to be well, you're very lucky it seems, and then put it in. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
And sorry, what else? We're in the room with him.
Yeah, it's a balcony that looks down over the big giant chamber that everyone else is filtering
And
into.
do we see anything in the balcony? Just nothing.
It's not very big. It's pretty much big. It's just flat and not a lot in it. Looks like he basically uses this as kind of just a place to stand and address people.
So powerful
there are
and intimidating.
Yeah, there are a couple guards up there with you too. Viktoria, you can tell that there is the slightest bit of unease with him in talking to a couple of other Eorian nobles. You're not sure if it's the idea of sharing the glory or what, but something about every time your house and your name and your uncle comes up, you can tell there's just a little bit of unease about that.
That's the only sus vibe I get from him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Focus.
All right. For the time being, Casta, if you would escort these fine folks down to the audience chamber, where they can join their hirelings for the speech, and then make sure that they are afterwards brought up here again, and I will bring them to a personal tour after we send everyone else on their way. Yes, yes, of course, Lord Kenro. If the three of you would follow me, I can bring you back down to your hireling, where they should be downstairs.
Thank you so much, Casta.
Yes, of course. Yeah, and we'll just lead you back out the back way, around to the other balcony, and then down the stairs, where, as you're walking along, you can see, and you pass by some more people. There's some other officials and other people and important looking, officers, that kind of thing, on the other balconies as well.
Can I, while we're moving, subtly just kind of fiddle with her necklace to cast message to Tedros, and just quickly be like, "You three are supposed to be hirelings. Act like it."
Isn't message auditory?
No, it's you can see them moving their lips, but the
okay,
person that it's sent to can hear it.
Good to know. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
does message also allow Tedros to respond?
Yeah, you get one
You
response.
can respond to this message.
Tedros says, understood. Might want to send to Montblanc.
That part is a slight whisper.
Yeah, this is the person has to reply in a whisper.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
What Tedros, what was that about? What was that about?
We're supposed to be hirelings.
Okay, but what was that about Montblanc?
He's not with us.
How?
I'm right here.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Oh, you're very quiet on your feet.
That's the plan.
Okay,
You're good at that. Very happy to hear it. We're hirelings.
Am I being paid? I tend to get paid as a hireling.
Assume that the cover story is that you are paid.
Right. All right.
Well, you get to the bottom. As soon as you get to the bottom of the stairs, Casta basically just lets the three of you go. Just it's all right. Lord Kenro's speech beginning in a second here, and afterwards, I'll be standing right here.
Fantastic. I'm sure you'll be able to pick me out of the crowd to come get me.
Of course.
Great
You
job.
can see, you can see that everyone else has basically been shepherded onto that big ass brass plate that forms the majority of the floor, is kind of where everybody is standing. Their footsteps kind of slightly echoing across it as they kind of filter in and makes the majority of the middle of the room.
Do I have
right
to stand
in front
on
of
it?
I mean, there's definitely room around it, but it seems like that's just the center of the room where everyone is being kind of shepherded to watch the speech, because it's directly in front of the balcony where Lord Kenro is standing.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Okay.
Okay. So then, the Galina, Viktoria, and Yulyanya, you can identify Tedros, Princess, and Tedros, Princess, Montblanc, all standing, just I'm guessing. I was figuring you were kind of in the middle of the crowd, but you can be wherever you want.
They're within
exterior
reach of us.
the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on the the back edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so we can go to them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can go find them easily.
We go to them. I go to them.
Okay.
Victoria also walking with purpose, and as a lady of her house should carry herself, walking with purpose to her hirelings.
Yeah, very that. I think there's Galina is kind by nature, but there's also kind of the expectation that people will move out of her way. if she is in like walking a certain direction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yulyanya has like very little idea of what hireling means, so she's just like being quiet and walking behind them.
When they approach, Princess just does like a little their tip of the hat, you know, when they come up, you know.
Yeah. Tedros will give a slight bow as well to keep up appearances.
I do
Montblanc
the
fucking
bow
hates
from
this.
where I'm from, because fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Still excellent shows of respect, everybody. Great
Just
job.
put arms clasped behind the back in a very big, formal bow.
I like it.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Okay.
That is great.
All right. So are you all saying anything or doing anything, or are you just kind of hanging out until the speech starts?
Oh, we're going to get a private. Yep, there's a word.
A
Tour.
private tour of the
Tour, a
ruins.
private tour of the ruins. Also, Tedros, I'm going to need your very best eyes. There is a structure in a lower level that may be related to the creature we saw. And by creature, I mean light.
Do you want my eyes too? Because I kind of hunt monsters for a living. Just curious.
I mean, I would love your eyes, but I pretty much always have the sense that when I'm talking to you, I'm saying the wrong thing. So I didn't want to ask.
All right.
But if you're offering, I will gladly accept them. Happily.
Well, I only got the one, but all right.
Wait, you only have one eye?
I'm wearing a fucking eye
Listen,
patch.
He's wearing an eye patch.
There'd be an eye under there. You never know.
I lift it up and it's just like scarred over and like.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
You only
Galina's
have
like,
one?
yeah, of course he only has the one, like, being like, see Montblanc? I get you. Like, she's trying so hard. It's almost embarrassing.
I keep trying to pull myself. I keep trying to pull myself back into character, but I just started dying ages ago when I realized that all of the black people are servants.
Oh no!
Like, oh, at least we have Monty
Oh jeez.
who's
Yeah.
doing a formal bow. I'm sorry, I've literally been dying laughing about this for like 5 minutes.
No, anything but.
We're gonna see how long this ruse lasts.
You're not
I'm so sorry.
servants,
Yulyanya
just
is
hired
being
you.
quiet. Yulyanya is being quiet in the back as I'm losing my shit.
Okay.
Oh god.
Galina, what was Lord? What was he like?
He honestly was a little impatient overall, but seemed willing to work with me.
Okay.
I tried very hard. By very hard, I mean not that hard. But I did try to kind of like see past the facade he was putting up, and I wasn't able to quite do it.
He was very frustrated. And
I was
He
flipping a
didn't
coin.
really- He didn't really seem like he was aware that we were up to something. I mean, he kind of seemed like he was excited that you guys were going to take care of his problem.
He really wants whatever the creature is to be dead.
He wants it dead.
Great.
He
I can
wants
do,
it dead.
I can do
What?
that.
If you
That
only if you're offering.
Only if you're offering more.
I generally get paid pretty well for my work. Can you pay me?
No.
Then I'm not a
But
hireling. Then.
Canro can.
They could probably pay very handsomely.
Well, I generally get contracts signed and whatnot before I do anything.
Well,
Yeah,
then
I'm
you
not
could-
really
Well, we are
sure why
getting-
you came.
Wait, we're getting a tour, and it's going to be by Canro himself. So maybe Canro can
Yeah.
hire Monty. Monty,
Canro's giving
maybe
the
you
tour.
tell him you're a monster hunter.
Get him to pay me. Yeah.
I was going to mention that Canro is giving tour, and I'm not sure how that's going to work with, Princess's kind of situation here.
I was thinking
I-
of saying that you were a sneaky little rogue type person who is going to be scouting without us because that's what you do best.
I as long as it doesn't take an hour, I should be fine. I think.
What happens after an hour?
You'll see. Don't worry about it, love.
At this point, you just hear two sharp hand claps from the balcony,
Oh God.
and you see Canro standing up there, having clapped his hands and holding them up for silence. And the room grows quiet, and then he begins speaking. Thank you, all of you, for coming here and making your way to this ruin to help us with this. It was great. Welcome and thank you for coming here. And it's hard to hear him at the back, and you can see actually like the crowd does actually like start like shifting forward to like try and get closer to him, as it gets like, and they all get like very very quiet trying to like make out what he's saying. This room would not the acoustics must not be great in this room. But it does as he's speaking, Princess, something does catch your ear as he's speaking. As the room gets dead quiet and he's speaking, it's given how far you are away from him, his voice doesn't really mask sound all that well. So you have an excellent. It is perfect conditions for you to just hear this. Coming from the balcony on the left, actually.
Can I just look at the balcony on the left to see what
You can.
is there?
You can see group, so both the left and the right balconies have what looks like officials, officers, whatever, just kind of the management staff basically for this whole operation, but kind of just impatiently pacing back and forth on the balcony. You can see one person not dressed in what looks like an Eorian uniform. A man, you see a man with soft, almost kind-looking features, clean-shaven, white hair, either white or very pale blonde hair, parted to the side, skin almost as pale, and just like, despite his impatient pacing, just like a pleasant expression on his face. Just looks like the kind of person who'd be nice to work with. Just kind of has that, but like the more you watch him, the more you can see it's just like a frozen, practiced expression on his face, and you can see as he's walking around, you can tell that something sitting under his coat at his hip is making that sound as he paces back and forth and moves.
Noted. She's gonna like go up towards Galina and just subtly like point at him on the balcony, point in that direction. And I'm like, he has, and she kind of like doing like a single of like the crank, just trying to like not say it out loud, but like up there, point at him.
Fucked. Got it.
Canro is still going with his speech. There's kind of like a, if you're staying where you were, there's kind of like a gap between all of you and the crowd now as they like push forward to get closer to hear him. So I don't know if you want to.
I think Galina will push forward, but like in the direction of that left balcony.
Okay.
Like she wants to get like a little bit closer to get like a better like eyesight and ear sight.
Okay. So actually, because the balcony has like a railing, like a lip to it, the closer you get, the worse of an angle you have to see, but the better you can hear, is what it comes down to. Because like the further away you are, the better angle you have to see over it. But if you get too close to it, you're almost under it.
Okay. Do I get the sense that if I get closer to it, can I do some kind of check to figure out if it would be better to like visually comprehend what's going on in the balcony or to try to like auditorily comprehend what's going on the balcony?
Which one? The one to the left?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything auditorially going on other than just like the clicking of the crank just moving under his clothes as he walks.
Okay, then I'm just gonna move and then like put most of my like attention on to like that person.
Okay. So you're closer up to like the back of the crowd then, but like, okay. Where is everybody else? Just so I know.
Still on the outskirts of the crowd, scanning.
Okay. But outskirts of the
Yulyanya.
crowd though. So
Yeah, like I'm not like getting super close to anybody.
okay.
Yulyanya has kind of saddled up toward Monty.
Okay.
Just hanging around.
Okay.
Yeah, Tedros is gonna make sure he's standing next to wherever Viktoria is, and he will also check to see if she's still holding her side or if she's more relaxed now.
Victoria is absolutely not listening to anything going on right now. She is instead focused on just taking in as much of these ruins as possible and any identifying features. And when she was walking into the ruins, one arm was like kind of at her ribs, but now both arms are kind of just like delicately clasped in front of her as she like portrays this regal, high-class noble that she's supposed to be portraying. But she's not listening to anything going on right now. She's head empty, no think.
Okay. And Princess.
Just she's damn. She's gonna like be near Galina. Oh my god, this is so stupid. She's gonna cast message.
Okay.
To the man on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
And when he hears the message, it doesn't come in Princess's voice. It's it's gonna be like an older woman's voice. It sounds like like an older lady. It's eerie. It's like, you have eyes watching you all around. And that's what he hears. And
Yeah.
All right, and then I think the way it works is the same voice returns the message too if there's a response, right? Yeah. Yep. The same voice will whisper in your ear, just. Then I hope you enjoy the show. Right.
oh, just watching.
Okay. Yeah, Canro is speaking. His voice is starting to get louder now, like kind of pick up as he gets towards the end of his speech. This all basically staying next to the crowd kind of has you like about a third the way into this like big circles. Everyone's kind of been like clustered up towards the front. And he says, and with all of that, I would just very much like to thank you for all that you're contributing to what we're doing here today. I very much appreciate it.
I'm gonna back up as far as possible.
Right as you start backing up.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, he gives. Yeah, that was the. You hear just like a click.
I fucking knew it.
It's more like a clank, and then just the whole platform.
I fucking knew it.
Drops.
I also fucking knew it.
It doesn't like drop out from under you. It drops like an elevator, but still like fast enough that it just like rockets downwards.
As soon as you mentioned it, it was instantly like, yeah, I'm not standing on that.
But everyone was on it, so the whole crowd just like lets out like people just like let out screams, like yelps suddenly as like the whole thing drops down. Dexterity saving throws from everybody just to see how you do with the landing.
13.
Okay. Montblanc manages to like stay on your feet.
Can I still see Lord Canro?
No. Not by
dickhead.
The time it drops.
All right. I was gonna make him.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Oh.
Tedros rolled a 17.
Okay.
I also rolled a 13.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Victoria?
Nat 1. What we get?
I rolled a 1 for a 0.
Oh boy. Okay. So everyone else is fine. Victoria and Yulyanya though, like when it like falls and like when it eventually like stops, both of you just like your feet go out from under you. You just like fall face first onto the floor.
So much for that dignified noble woman, huh?
And like you can see the majority of the crowd ahead of you like also falls down like that. You're basically down into a vertical tunnel that is about the exact width of this platform. Relatively narrow compared to the cavernous place you were in before, just about 40 feet down. And in front of you is another pair of those big double doors, but these ones look also sealed shut. And you hear Canro yell out in a voice that is much louder than what he was projecting from the balcony. Yells out, kind of like, you can tell he's not yelling in your direction, he's yelling behind him, but it echoes over. He says, "The sacrifices are in place. Activate it."
Fucking. Oh.
And,
I stand up?
So those of you that are standing still have a chance to act first. The two of you that fell down are like need a minute. Need a second.
I'm gonna pick Yulyanya up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tedros is gonna help Viktoria stand up as quickly as
Okay.
possible.
All right.
It's hard having randomized spells. I don't think I have anything.
Okay.
How far down did we drop? Like
About 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay.
Just perfectly smooth walls on the way up.
Okay.
Wish I had
Shit.
some
Okay.
Knew we were getting sacrificed.
I don't it's like I don't have anything. Does it ring? Just look like. Does it look like? I don't know. Like up top, like would close or would just.
No, because the thing
Okay.
looks like the thing you're standing on is what covers that hole.
Okay.
Can I do detect magic?
Yeah. You cast that using a spell slot?
Nope.
Oh, is
Part
that
of my natural clarity ability.
Got it. Okay. Yes, you can. It is difficult to read for a second because it just everything around you detects as magical. Like the structure itself detects as magic. In particular, you detect a massive surge of magic from like through those doors into the whatever is in the next chamber. And you detect a significant amount of evocation magic kind of ramping up as you cast the spell.
So it feels like the evocation magic that's ramping up is probably going to be what's sacrificing us.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Mm-hmm.
So this must be the private tour, huh?
You know, you're very glib for somebody who's about to fucking die. All right.
I've been
We're about to
Very
die?
fucking
I've
glib.
been in numerous situations where I'm gonna die. It's fine.
We're gonna. Why are we gonna die? We just dropped.
As if to answer.
I'm going to
Yulianya's
cast Warding
question.
Wind.
Okay, what does that do?
It creates a strong wind 20 miles per hour blows around me in a 10-foot radius and moves with me, centered on me.
Okay.
So it deafens me and other creatures in this area. It extinguishes unprotected flames. It hedges out vapor, gas, and fog. The area becomes difficult terrains, and attack rolls of ranged weapons have disadvantage.
Okay. As if to answer Yulianya's question, the chamber just like it's almost like the air around you begins to glow with this like orange, white, like bright orange light that just seems just like, and everything just kind of seems to hum around you, or it does until the warding wind deafens everybody and you can't hear anything.
Cool.
Just brighter. You can see crackling like orange, like lightning start dancing around the edges of this chamber, and like everybody else is just like panicking and like shoving, just like pushing at the door and everything. And as it ramps up, you all through the swirling wind around you can hear almost blends in with the wind, but like a shriek, like the sound of wind blowing through cavern, like blowing through a cave entrance. Whips and whistles down from above, and you see a icy blue light streak down, fill the chamber, and swirl around just as there's a flash of that orange energy, and nothing happens. And you can see that like bluish, icy blue energy that is very familiar to all of you, swirl around you. Seem to like shake and twitch as it absorbs all of the energy meant to do something to all of you. And it keeps kind of swirling around on the inside of the chamber, and the temperature drops about like 20 degrees as it just like keeps swirling protectively above everybody.
It's a fucking guardian. It's a guardian of the runes. God damn it that we've been had. I hate being had.
Can't
I'm
hear ya.
pissed. Shut the fuck up!
No, but like actually, you guys, as long as warding wind is up,
Yeah.
you can't verbally communicate.
You can see your lips moving, Montblanc. Fucking hate you.
And you can see that.
I'm gonna dispel warding wind. Clearly,
Okay.
it didn't work out for me the way I thought it was going to.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're all staying there, and you can see, yeah, just that the blue ice spirit basically just continues to swirl around, staying there for right now. You can hear just kind of like that whooshing, almost whispering, incoherent whispering sound it creates as it passes by, and just kind of keeps about like 10 feet above your heads.
So I
Right.
can't touch it.
No.
I have an idea. And let me know if we're thinking no on this idea, because I really did just botch it with the wind thing.
Yep.
What it needs, it uses bodies, right? Of course. Maybe I can summon forth my Leviathan, and it could inhabit that body to do something.
No.
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 I don't know
Well-
if that would be safe.
You can see that also as it's circling, you can see that a second charge is like slowly starting to build in the air again.
Can I try to like forcing these doors open isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. All right. So you can get up to them. You can see that they open. They do open outwards because the
Yeah.
plate that you're standing on would prevent them from swinging inwards.
Yeah.
So they do have to open outward.
Sure.
Okay. So are you just gonna try and like push them open?
Or pull, whatever
Well,
direction
they
go.
open out, but
Oh, push.
yeah, they
then,
open
yeah.
out. Okay. Give me a strength check.
Tedros will help.
So
Oh, okay.
advantage.
Yeah, give me
Yes,
advantage.
advantage,
Roll with
right.
advantage then.
19.
Okay. Montblanc just like pushes through the crowd of people, gets up to these doors, plants his feet, and just starts pushing on the door. And you can hear just like you can hear like the groaning of metal as you just start pushing on them. You can hear like there are locking mechanisms and things. These doors actually seem like they're automatic. There are some kind of mechanisms that hold them in place, but it is just brass. So like as you're pushing
yeah.
on it, you can hear just like ka-chunk, and like they push forward a little bit, like just enough to give you like a slight opening, like barely enough to see through, but like you're making progress, and you can see that you are actually managing to push them open.
Okay.
Yeah. Seeing that that's what Montblanc's doing, she's gonna just like I'm assuming the crowd of people is still like panicking around.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's like Prince is gonna like help him push the door. Like
Appreciate
there's
it.
enough of us. Help him push the door. Trying to like convince them to like stop panicking. Get
Okay.
Yulyanya runs to help.
Give me a either depending on how you're trying to do it, a persuasion or intimidation check to try and like get the crowd to do what you want.
Can I use my air of nobility to give the help action?
Sure, yeah.
What?
I just
At
meant the-
advantage.
I just meant
Oh.
Yulyanya goes to help open the door, not
Yeah.
help persuade the crowd.
Anyway, that's a 12. Super.
Can I? Second question.
Yes.
Can I use a DM's inspiration point on somebody else's roll?
Technically no.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So pushing.
Okay, so Yulyanya is pushing, Tedros is pushing, Montblanc is pushing, Viktoria, and Galina is like helping, trying to help Princess with the crowd.
Trying.
Yeah. Victoria, what are you doing?
I am gonna turn away from the doors
Okay.
and kind of try and break from the crowd so I can look up at the spirit, the guardian,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to just call out to the guardian of this temple. She's going to try in both celestial and primordial
Okay.
to just call out to this guardian and ask for a response.
Okay.
Repeat of the wind well.
Yeah, it keeps like kind of swirling down, but you can see a part like because it's just like kind of an amorphous, just swirling wind and light. A like piece of it kind of like comes down and then just like billows against the door, almost just like as if like it kind of like runs into it and like poofs against it, like as if being like get these doors open and then we'll talk. But it does seem like it's not speaking.
So my push dragger lift is 600 pounds. Does that come into any play here?
It does, yeah. But like it's gonna take multiple pushes basically.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I just wanted to see what everybody else was doing. Okay. The charge is building. We're coming up on a second thing. So yeah, let's
go push.
I have 20 strength.
Yep. So
Can
Montblanc,
I Eldritch Blast to give the help action?
well, it depends.
It's force damage.
So let's see. So are you gonna try and or Princess, are you gonna try and continue to rally the crowd, or are you gonna try something else?
If they do not look receptive, like they're just like staring blankly at her, she's gonna like fuck it and just like go to help push the door.
It's less that they're staring blankly and more just like you just didn't manage to get their attention.
Okay.
Like it's not lost. Like you could try.
Okay. Yeah. Then Princess is gonna like try to get their attention again.
Okay. Is Galina still helping?
I don't know, because I feel like I do want to
I have
try to
advantage on
persuade.
intimidation already, so
Like I feel like I want to persuade as well
Yeah.
because I do have the DM's inspiration.
Okay. So then both of you go ahead and roll.
Okay, cool.
Also, am I using athletics for pushing the door open, or is it straight strength?
Just straight strength.
Oh, that's more.
Balls. Okay.
That's a 24 for
Ooh, okay.
intimidation.
That's a 22 for persuasion.
Okay, both of you, man. It's like the two of you play off of each other. It's like Princess is just like gets everyone's attention, just like urgency and authority, just like gets them all to like stop panicking. And then Galina comes in with the persuasion, and like you can explain basically like if we all work together, we can get out of here. Just push on that door.
Is that what they sound like?
And so they all like turn, nod, and like start pushing forward, and like you, Montblanc, Tedros, and Yulyanya, as you're all like pushing on the door, you see like people come up right on either side of you, like hands on the door next to you, and they all start pushing. So all of you can roll with advantage because the crowd is basically helping you. And Viktoria, what are you doing?
Natural 20 for a 25.
Ooh.
Sorry, what are we rolling?
It's just the three that we're pushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll with advantage because
It's just strength.
Yep.
14.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Yeah, two nat 20s.
Nice. Okay, and then what is Viktoria doing?
Badass.
Are you helping to push, or are you trying with the spirit again?
I am kind of slowly making my way back towards the door, but also like calling out to the spirit, like we are trying.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little help would be nice, guard.
It seems like it's providing the help. It's preventing this thing from vaporizing.
It's helping a lot.
But with two nat 20s though, so like as you're walking through the doors, you can just hear the and like the doors just like bust open. You can feel the mechanisms up top, like in the doors. Tedros, it hurts you a little bit because like you basically just bust these mechanisms open and the doors come flying open. As soon as that happens, you can see the second charge is building up. The wind whips up into a like condenses down, swirls down, and then just shoves everyone out the doorway as soon as they're open. Everyone just is like lifted off your feet and kind of tumbles forward just as the inside of the chamber flashes again with that same like bright orange lightning that crackles through the entire place. But no one is left in there, and it just harmlessly discharges and pushes you all out into another large circular chamber. This one, as you all push yourselves up and look around, even bigger than the one you were in before. It is very large. The ceiling is domed up above you, and there are 4 walkways that all come from the sides of the room. Kind of there's like one walkway that goes around the edge of the room, and then 4 almost catwalks that like bridges that extend out towards the center, where there's a central pillar rising up out of the center of the room, kind of creating a platform where now Canro has just been approaching, is just getting to, along where there is a that mechanism he was describing, made of like a combination between that swirling 5-colored material and the brass metal, sitting in the center. It looks like some sort of control center for whatever is happening here. And he is standing there along with Mr. Guy with the Crank, who are both just kind of walked their way down. And there is like Aeorian soldiers standing up there with them, and like workers around who like all just like everybody turns and looks in your direction as the doors just bust open and everybody falls out of the room. But as you sit up, you also see something very interesting about the room itself. All of you are drawn, all of your eyes are probably drawn to different places. Tedros, your eyes are drawn to a spot on the floor. The center of the room is, you can see a massive carving on the floor of a person, a man, wearing dark form-fitting robes, kind of like curled up as though just like laying on the floor, with one arm reached out, and his arm actually reaches up the pillar, basically, kind of giving like a 3D effect, where he's like laying on the floor, but then his arm kind of reaches up and curls around the pillar, his hand reaching up towards the mechanism. And you can see from here, as you push yourself to your feet, that instead of a head, he has a sort of like cratered, what looks like it's supposed to be a cratered piece of rock, trailing like what looks like a tail made of fire behind it, kind of in the same direction, like trailing the same direction that he's curled up around the center. The description matching the description of the carving that led you here in the first place. Galina and Viktoria, and everybody else as well. The ceiling is domed, but it's split into 4 specific sections.
Fuck you.
Each one with a massive carving on them, each one kind of in their own quadrant. One of them is some kind of bird in flight with a body made entirely out of flames. One is a huge gray serpent covered in pairs of wings running down its body and surrounded by clouds. One is a large tortoise-like creature with stone and dirt instead of a shell sprouting with plants and trees. And the last is a fearsome-looking dragon-like sea serpent, or leviathan, made entirely out of water. And the last 2 look very familiar to everyone who has seen Galina and Viktoria's tattoos.
Coffee's going to rue the day.
Do you see? It's you.
Once Tedros gets to his feet, he is just loading his crossbow, and he's like,
So we all
he's
fell
looking, but he's
when we were pushing the door.
Yeah, you basically all just got like tossed forward by the wind that just like launched you all out of the room just in time to prevent you from getting hit by the last discharge. But you can all push yourselves to your feet. That's, you don't really have to take too
Cool.
much time to do that. You were ready this time.
I'm gonna just in case things get a little hairy, I'm gonna just have the anchor flail in my hand. I'm gonna take the chain, and I'm gonna whip the spiked chain into my left arm where all the scars are, and open up another one, and use my crimson right as the flail gets covered in crackling lightning.
Ooh, okay. So just
Yep. And I take
Crackling
1 damage
electricity.
from that.
okay, crackling electricity starts running down the chain and wreathing around the head of the anchor and down the chain itself. And as you're all standing there and getting up, Canro just kind of leans over the there's not really a railing, but there's a kind of almost like a some sort of like almost altar where it seems like all of this is being controlled from, and he just kind of leans over that, glaring down at all of you and sneering, just, so you couldn't all just have the decency to die and get out of my way.
Oh, shut up. You have made the gravest mistake of your entire life today.
Oh, have I? Oh, have I?
Yes, you have. Because we're not hirelings or
ever.
my
You
God.
said we're fighters. I think.
Do you know what this place is? Do you know what this does?
I do.
I don't.
Oh, what, well,
Is it-
tell me, enlighten me. Tell me in your expertise. What does it do?
I'm going to go for the dramatics here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Victoria's eyes will begin to glow with spectral wings pop out of her back, and she'll just fly above the crowd. I want to kind of line myself up with the piece of the ceiling matching her tattoo.
Okay.
Ooh,
And-
for dramatics, can I send my Leviathan to swirl around you?
Absolutely, you can.
Mm-hmm.
For
Let me get
addition-
in on that dramatics.
For additional dramatics, can I see? How far away is Canro? Like, can I see him?
He's about 80 feet away from you.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's like 80 feet away and like 20 feet
I was
up
gonna
on a
manipulate his
platform.
blood and get him to stop, like, just like freeze. But cool. Okay.
Love that.
So-
Never mind.
So Victoria flies up into the air, and his eye, he just follows you with his eyes.
And she's just gonna very it brings ruin to people like you.
No, are you? What is that supposed to be? No, this thing controls the weather. The cost of a few, the cost of a few lives, you can shape the very sky with this place. What is that? What sort of nonsense is that?
You do not know what you play with. You do not know what long-term effects it has.
Who cares about the long-term effects? By the time they happen, we'll have ripped all the metal out of the ground here and moved on. The people here can deal with it.
You're not worried about it because you're old and pruny and you're going to die soon. That's not our problem.
Yeah, you old
What?
fuck.
Children, all of you.
What's the friendly face guy looking? What is he doing?
Oh, just halfway. You can see just kind of like an entertained smirk on his face, and he's got one hand. He's like arms are crossed, but it's like one of his hands is like down a little bit and like resting on something on his hip as he's watching this all.
Seeing that Princess is gonna like go in her own pack and sort of take the crank out and just hold it, and
Okay.
just like eyes on this guy.
Okay. And he says, "Oh, come on, you can't be serious. What's a few sacrifices in exchange for all of the good that this can do?"
Is he protected by anything?
Not like directly, but he does have guards standing around him.
Oh, come on.
He says, people die in war every day.
Eldritch
No one's
Blast.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
all right.
Fuck this guy.
I have to admire the
Shut the
restraint
fuck
of
up,
all
dude.
of all of our Eldritch Blast users.
I know, right? I was waiting.
Math 16.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Fuck
I'm
this
using
guy.
a DM's inspiration.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, that hits.
5 force damage.
Okay.
Wait, both of you Eldritch Blast?
Yeah.
Yep.
Montblanc doesn't attack people unless they try to kill people. So
I'm
here
here
we go.
for it. I love it.
18 force damage.
Yeah.
Boom, boom! He just falls out of line of sight.
Do both
Uh,
of
I
your
still
Eldritch
see him.
Do we
Do
just...
both of the Eldritch Blasts look the same?
No,
No,
mine's...
they look. One
No,
is
my
like
Eldritch Blast looks very different.
Yeah.
one's like a blast of water. One's like a pale green light.
Yeah.
He falls out. He actually kind of falls behind the thing, but you can see just his boots sticking out.
He's dead.
Really moving. The other guy though,
We just killed him.
looks
That's
down
great.
at him and just says, "Well, gentlemen, I think that's about time we avenge your lord." And he's gonna
go.
with that hand underneath like kind of in his coat, just in one swift motion pulls it out and starts spinning it and just lets out
That's
this
so hot.
loud sound echoing across the room as the guards in the room draw their crossbows
Let's
up
go.
on top of the platform.
Oh fuck! I had to print that
And
out.
from another pair of huge double doors on the other side of the room, you just hear the doors come busting open, and a about 12-foot tall, green-skinned troll comes just lumbering out of that chamber.
Damn.
And he says, "Oh, I'm glad I brought this with as a sample for Lord Canro. Shame you won't get to see it in action."
Fuck.
And let's all roll initiative. Canro is not in the initiative order because he is already dead.
Not sorry about it.
Canro
Hell yeah.
was
Honestly,
a
thank
commoner.
you.
He had 4 hit points.
Question: before combat begins,
Mm-hmm.
what does Mom like know anything about trolls?
Go ahead and give me a roll, actually, because that might come in handy.
It might change my weapon might not be wreathed in lightning for it. Natural 20.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So let's see. Trolls, big, green, ugly, and most importantly, they regenerate rapidly. But the only thing that prevents their regeneration, Montblanc would know, is fire or acid.
Alright. These things can regenerate. Fire and acid prevents them from regenerating. Look at my weapon that's now wreathed in lightning. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah. Just I guess like would this be one of the creatures that I helped capture, if like in memory, or
Not like personally, but you probably were involved in the capture of one. They're a definite favorite, especially because the regeneration ability gives them longevity.
But
Oh my god, lore.
Oh wait, I can't change my right damage. It's
backstory.
I regret the way I said that. I'm so sorry.
like lore.
I forgot you
Oh,
can't.
yeah, and everybody else
In
around
the
you is just like,
creepiest way possible.
Yeah, I forgot you can't change right damage. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
lightning. All right, initiative.
Yep.
That
15?
is the worst I've rolled for initiative.
Oh, hell yeah.
13.
Okay. Hold on a second.
I got 20.
But I do got my sexy
Not a nut.
flail lightning.
Okay, so we got Yulyanya got a 20, Montblanc got a 13.
Yeah.
What everybody else get?
I got another natural 20 for a 21. So
Wow.
just know that for the rest of this combat encounter, I'm not going
Not
to be rolling
once.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Princess. What'd you say it was?
15.
15, okay. Tedros
18.
and Viktoria.
I also got a natural 20 for a 19.
Okay. So,
They have a cave troll.
nah, just regular kind.
They have a troll.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's going to bring us to top of the order with Galina.
Great. I would like to use my action to address the Aeorian soldiers. Soldiers of Aeor, I am Lady Galina of the House of the Five-Star Chalice. Lay down your arms, or I promise great ruin.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Here's
it.
the problem.
That's what I got.
They are afraid of consequences for this, and if you're all dead, they don't have to face consequences. So right now they're feeling
Okay.
pretty.
Then lay down your arms, and you will see no consequences to what has happened in these ruins.
Okay,
Continue, and you will face consequences.
go ahead and roll me a persuasion check or intimidation check.
Intimidation. Okay. That's fine. Who do I trust with this one? I'm gonna do my spooky dice. Oh, sick. Okay. 8 plus 4 is
12.
12, so 22.
Okay, all right. All right, they do look a little shaken at that. Anything else on your turn?
No, because I'm gonna keep my Leviathan with Viktoria for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that'll bring us to then Yulyanya. You're
So
muted. Oh, there we go.
where is the troll relative? to
Troll is
him?
like 160 feet away from you, just on the opposite side of this room. Like it just opened the doors and busted in.
Okay. I think she's intimidated. So I think I'll just use I'll use my movement to get closer.
Okay. So that'll bring you. What's your movement again? 35, 40?
35.
35. Okay, so you move 35 feet closer, so you're
Yeah.
like 125 away from it now.
And then I think I'll use No, like she's just gonna hold back. She's just gonna move forward.
Just gonna move forward. And, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything with your action? Just hold it, or take the dodge action, or just gonna hold it, take the dodge action, or just nothing.
I guess I could take the dodge, but I'm not even that close to him.
But the guards also are standing up with crossbows at the ready.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. So all attacks against you will then have disadvantage.
Okay.
Cool. All right. That'll bring us to the troll, who is just going to move and dash forward 60 feet. It has to close the distance, so that is where it's going to. That's where it's going to go.
Sick.
Just like thundering footsteps across the ground as it's just rushing forward, and Mr. Pleasant Face up there is just smile, just some shit-eating grins, smiling down at everybody as this thing just starts charging forward. Viktoria.
So I'm up in like there. Doing some like Pythagorean's theorem here. If I went at an angle, could I get to Mr. Pleasant Face?
Did you
30 feet of movement?
Did you fly like right up? Did you fly like right up in front of the mural, like with your back right up against, or more like part way?
Like enough so that when they looked at Viktoria, they could see it behind. So just enough to get an eyesight.
Okay, so the question is basically, did you fly within 30 feet of them? Is really what it comes down to.
I would like to say yes, I did.
Okay, yeah, then that works. Then yes, you are within 30 feet.
All right, I will.
I'll come up.
I'm going to essentially dive bomb him.
Okay.
And just like fly right into him.
Okay.
Grab him and cast Inflict Wounds at the 2nd level.
Ooh, nice. Okay, go ahead. Roll the attack.
Yeah.
I hope to God this attacks or this hits because I grabbed him. That is a 16.
That will hit. Roll damage.
So, and it's 2nd level, so that is 3d10.
It'd be. Wouldn't it be 4d10?
4d10. It would be 4d10, besties.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is great.
Crit would be 8d10.
Oh, Tim's lucky. Alright, so 6 plus 7 is 13. Plus 5 is 18. Plus 3 is 21 necrotic damage.
Oof. Okay, so you fly down, dive, or just grab him by like the shirt front, and just send just crackling necrotic energy. Just it like arcs off of him and like wraps around to hit him in the back. And,
also, 3 radiant damage.
Oh yeah. You have your wings out.
Oh, you're right.
I am right.
Absolutely correct. I have that up.
Yep. You fly down, grab on him, just crackling necrotic energy, which with like just the slightest bit of glow around the edges of it, as you just like you can see his face immediately goes from that pleasant face, just like twists into just this expression of just hate and malice and like just you know the face, you know the people who just like show their worst self to customer service representatives. That's the face you get from this guy. Just like immediately from pleasant to just god awful hate and just the devil.
I'm obsessed with this villain.
Does he actually go? Rah!
So just like lets out a
Loving this in
groan
the
of pain.
evil queen
Yeah.
outfit. Like,
Yeah.
needs to be clipped.
I'll get you next time. All right, that is Victoria's turn. That'll bring us to Tedros.
Actually, I would like to pull out my axe and like, just stand in front of him and just be like, "Fucking bring it!"
Okay, Tedros.
As a bonus action, Victoria can see the now familiar shape of the sort of pink, almost transparent wings in front of her as he casts Shield of Faith on her.
She bless.
And he will, with a... He will do better than me and know what he's doing. He will turn around and shoot at the troll.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
We'll take a pot shot at the troll.
Right. What's the range on your crossbow?
It should be 80, I think.
Okay, so this will be at disadvantage then,
Okay.
because it's if you're staying where you are, it's still 100 feet away from you.
I think that he'll move forward till it's within range, and then he'll use the rest of his movement to back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna move forward 20, move back 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20.
I wish, but does a 16 hit?
It does.
I will take the 16.
That's
Why
just
is
so
it
smart, though. I've never thought of moving forward and then backing up. Wow. What a concept.
I will take that damage as well, maxed out at 11 damage.
Okay, all right. So just like roars out as it's like in the middle of charging, and just that bolt just sinks into it.
Yep.
Right.
And that's all of the stuff he can
All right.
do.
All right, that'll bring us to Princess.
All right. Kind of the grim. Okay, so Mr. Nice Guy, where is he in relation to me? Like,
He is 80 feet away from you and like 15 feet up on top of a platform.
Getting his ass handed to him by Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And then the troll is.
The troll is 100 feet away from you in the process of charging.
I'm so useless right now. Okay.
Remember, it can regenerate if it doesn't take fire or acid. Do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got. Don't got any of that. So
Same.
Shit.
Firebolt, I miss you.
I know, like I'm like, yeah, okay.
I do not have firebolt.
What counts as fire? Only fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, does my watery Eldritch Blast count as fire?
No, your water-themed force damage does not.
I mean, like, lightning, light, other things that can make a fire.
No.
Nope.
I have fist and a flute.
This is such a fucking.
Yeah. Okay, so
dumb
I'm
idea.
going to rage.
Okay.
And then I'm
We
just
love to
gonna,
see
like,
it.
Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna use my full movement to like get close-ish. Man, I don't know. Like, can I like? I don't think I would. I remember like how to use like the crank. I don't think I would have like been in charge of that. But like, would I have paid attention enough to like know like what sounds to like emulate?
Give me an intelligence check to try and like remember and piece it back together.
Okay. my poor intelligence of 11. Okay.
Hey, that's
I know, but
Better than Victoria's 7.
shit.
So
oh no, I'm just used to playing like very high intelligence characters, so I'm like, oh, this is new. Okay. There's no plus to that. That's a 16.
Okay. You can remember. Yeah, you're starting to remember some of the commands. You can't give it anything detailed yet, but you could give it like you could probably emulate something basic in it, like.
Okay, I'm gonna like try to do the like stop with the crank, like emulate that
Okay.
from where I am, and just try to be like in his like eye line of sight, and just
Okay.
do. That's
All right, so you spin it in that specific. You take out yours and spin it in that specific way, and you can see the troll like in the middle of its charge just skids to a halt and just freezes. And he turns from Victoria down to look at you, even though she's got an axe, and just, how dare you?
all right.
Eyes up here, honey. Eyes here.
Anything else from you?
She's gonna like glare back at him. That's the end of her
Okay.
turn.
All right, Montblanc.
I have a torch, but it's an action to light that, and I don't want to just deal 1 fire damage, but that would stop its regeneration.
It would.
But yeah, well, you know
It
what
was
I'm
a
gonna.
D4 plus 1 fire damage.
No, its torch is just 1 fire damage.
Is it? I thought it
Yeah,
was like
I
I
didn't
thought
know.
it
It's
worked like
just
a
1
club.
fire damage.
Huh.
Torch burns for 1 hour, providing bright light, yada yada. You can make a melee attack with a burning torch, and it deals 1 fire damage.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you're not hitting it with it. You are just kind of like poking it.
Yeah. All right. So-
well, if you is your flail a one-handed weapon?
Yes, it is.
Technically, you could offhand the
I know.
torch.
Fuck it. I'm gonna use my action to light the torch. Actually,
Okay.
does it specify that's an action to light it?
It is.
Yeah, I'm gonna light the torch in my left hand.
Okay.
30 feet of movement to get closer to the troll.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hex on it and go for strength.
Okay. Okay. All right. It is hexed.
So I got the torch in one hand, and then my lightning flail in the right.
All right. Looking like an anchor wielding Aragorn here.
That's right.
I love it.
All right. The soldiers are currently kind of like locked up from indecision, actually, and are going to not take a turn because of Galina's argument towards them.
Cool.
And then Mr. Pleasantface, as he is known, is going to
Inflict wounds.
he is what?
Cast
He is
inflict
going
wounds.
to because since he's practiced at this and he knows what he's doing with it. As a bonus action, he's going to spin his crank and command the troll to get back to it. And then he's going to turn and draw a short sword and swing that at Viktoria twice.
Fucking bring it, bro.
So that is a 12 to hit.
Does not hit. It hits Tedros's shield of
Yeah,
faith.
so Shield of Faith flares into life in front of you and it just stops like an inch from hitting you. Before he spins it around for another hit. I whack my own crown off my head. And that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah,
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Unconscious.
For 7 points of slashing damage.
I'm still up. That's a healthy amount of health to still have.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then he's like, he yells at the soldiers. He's like, "What are you doing? They're not gonna let you live after this. You think you can go back to your families after they find out what you've all been doing here?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were a noble of the Empire. And what I can do.
That will then bring us back up to the top of the order with Galina.
Quick question
Mm-hmm.
before it's like actually my turn again. My Aqua Shell ability says 2 plus half your Cartomancer level rounded up. Because we're level 3, would it round up to 2 or is it still 1?
Nope, that'll round up to 2.
Okay, great. Then I will reaction, heal Viktoria for 4 points of healing.
Okay.
And now it's my turn. And I'm just going to address the soldiers again and like, listen, on my name as Lady of the 5-Star Chalice, I am granting, like, this is the only opportunity I am willing to give to grant amnesty. This is genuinely the only opportunity you are going to get. I am very angry, and I am willing to offer this to you right now. This
Okay.
one time.
Roll me another intimidation check.
Wonderful.
Is there a way to equip a torch? No. I have 10 torches, though. Okay.
That's another 22.
Okay. All right. They look definitely shaken by that. We'll see what they do on their turn. Yulyanya.
How close am I to the troll?
Let's see. Moving forward 35. It moved forward 60. That's 95. You are 75 feet away from it.
Oh, hey.
Mm-hmm. Big room.
Big room. Big room. I'm going to use my movement to get closer to it again.
Okay, so I'll put you at 70 feet from where you started.
It is disadvantage on strength checks.
Yes, it does. You're basically almost at the middle of the room, and you are 30 feet away from it now.
30 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I guess I will use. Oh, that doesn't work. So okay, I'll just. I will do the same thing I did before.
Okay.
Dodge.
All right.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you like to do the thing that you just got from your subclass?
I don't want to do it yet.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
It is exactly within range. It's 30 feet. So.
I don't want to do it yet.
Okay. All right. So you hold off. So you just take the dodge action. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll make it the troll's turn. The troll is. Yeah. The troll is going to move its 30-foot movement, which. Yep. It's gonna move right up to Yulyanya.
Oh. Okay.
Good thing I took the dodge action. Damn.
Because because Montblanc, you're still
Oh, right.
40
That's
feet
right.
away. You haven't caught.
I'm coming with the fire.
She's been moving up closer. So yeah, it's gonna come up and it's just gonna attack Yulyanya 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
Mm-hmm.
All with disadvantage
She
though,
knew
because
not what she was getting into.
all with disadvantage though, because you took the dodge action.
Yes, because you took the dodge action. These are all at disadvantage. So first is the bite. The disadvantage. That is a 23.
So
what
do I do?
So that is gonna be 7 points of piercing damage from the bite.
Crunchy.
And then here come 2 claw attacks. Disadvantage means that's not a crit.
Oh god.
It is in fact a 25 though. For the claw does more damage. That is going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
Man.
Oh no.
And then the last claw is an 11. Down from what it would have been a 17 with the other die, but the
Thank God.
disadvantage brings that down to 11. So just chomp, slash with the claw, and then just swings another one, and you've like dazed, and after getting hit with the first, you just like duck underneath that one. It just swings right over you.
Wow. Yikes.
I think we lost flow.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Stream windows.
So
fix the stream windows.
That will then bring us to Viktoria.
This man hit me, so I'm gonna hit this man
Okay.
with my big ass axe.
Okay.
So just search. I need to figure out what this means. Okay, so that is an 18 on the die, plus my strength and proficiency. So 5
Yeah.
plus 5, 18 plus 5.
Yeah, that'll absolutely hit.
Okay, and then it is D12 plus strength. Alright. Get the hang of this, everybody. Hold your forces. That is max damage 15.
Okay. All right.
I want to go for the knees. I
Okay.
know we can't call shots, but I want to go for the knees.
Yeah, no, I was about to ask because
Dead.
it's just a gruesome just swing across the knees, and you see the axe just cleaves clean through one and then the other, takes off both of his legs at the knee, and he just drops out of sight for everybody else and just falls to the ground, just bleeding.
Decapification.
Wow.
Just bleeding onto the stone, or the not stone.
I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. That was a lot more than I expected to do. Jeez.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, anything else, Victoria?
Did he drop the spinny thing?
Yeah, you did. It clattered to the ground next to him.
I'm going to pick up the spinny thing.
Okay.
And I guess it's an action to do it, so I'm not going to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. You also, you can tell there have been specific patterns to it for things, and if you're not like careful, you don't know what commands you'd be giving with it.
Yeah. Wait, I still have my wings. Can I see Princess?
Yes.
I am going to begin to fly towards Princess.
Okay, Princess. I mean, you can see Princess holding one too already, and already effectively using it.
I'm going to fly towards Princess.
Okay. So you are flying towards Princess. I think Princess is still standing back against the wall. So you fly over the. Actually, you're gonna have to. You're saying the troll is actually right next to you. If you can fly up and over. You can fly up and over the troll, so that you don't get an attack of opportunity as it swipes up at you. And
it can try, but I'm not gonna be there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you are 50 feet away from Princess now.
Okay, that is my turn.
Okay. Tedros.
How far is Tedros from Yulyanya?
70 feet because you moved back.
Awesome. Very happy about that. The troll. Does he see that the troll has healed itself?
Yes, you do. I forgot to mention that, but yes, it did. It did heal. In fact, when it started its turn, the bolt it healed, and the bolt pushed out of it and clattered to the floor and left only a little bit of an injury.
Tedros is like, "Oh no, you don't," and he will call Yulyanya's name, but it has a bit of the same tone to it that you would normally hear in Celestial, and he'll cast with his bonus action. He'll use Healing Word because that's the best I can do from that far away.
Okay.
And I will actually cast it at second level.
Okay.
I think she's gonna need more than 5 hit points. And I should know what that number is. 3. She gets 8 more hit points.
Yay!
Healing Word does have a range of 60, so do you move up to get in range?
Yeah. He's the first thing he's doing is moving his full movement forward.
Oh, okay, so you're moving. All right, you're moving forward. Your full movement.
Thank you, Tetros.
And then with his action, he'll kind of make almost like a claw motion, like talons, and he'll push at the air, and a spectral, pinkish energy talon will shoot forward, and he will actually cast Chill Touch.
Okay. Ooh.
Which I should have remembered before you lit the torch.
Yeah. All right. That's an attack roll, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Go ahead and roll that.
Wrong guy to roll. Natural 19, so I'm pretty sure the 20 something will hit.
Yep.
And Chill Touch is a D8, I think.
Yep.
7 damage.
Okay.
And most importantly, the troll will not be able to heal this turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot regain hit points because of Chill Touch. That
Nice.
bypasses the regeneration. So yeah, this talon, the same color as Tedros' magic, just soars forward, digs into it, practically reopening. One of the talons digs in right where the crossbow bolt was, and twists and pushes in. It stays there and clings into this thing, hanging out there for a second. You can see halting its regeneration.
The worst purple nurple ever.
Nice.
And I think again I have blown through all my actions, so that's it for me.
Okay. That'll bring us to Princess.
Alrighty. How far am I away from the troll again?
I don't think ever moved forward. So
I did
are...
move forward
did you?
my last turn. I
Did
used
you
my
move
full
forward
movement.
your full movement? Okay, then you are. Your full movement is
35.
30, right? 35. Okay, then you are 45 away from it.
Alrighty. Again, taking that full movement up to him. And then again, just the action, the crank, trying to repeat that same noise that got him to stop the last time.
Okay. You can do that. You can and just stop. So the stop that you gave was like stop, like moving closer. But you can give like other movement based commands.
Like freeze or like halt or like stop doing, just like be still and not doing anything.
I'll say that right now, with what you've got, with only the one success on memory, you can control its move. You can influence its movement, but not necessarily its action.
Okay, so yeah, is it still like moving towards like this direction?
Kind of. It's stopped right now to just wail on Yulyanya.
Okay. So I can only.
Well, I'm not full dead. I'm 13 now. I have 13 hit points. That's pretty much what I started out with.
Yeah. Okay. So like you said, I could control its movement. So could I like do a movement to from to back up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just like back up a lot, or just like back up a little?
As far as he can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back the fuck up. Okay.
Back the fuck up. Yeah.
So he will respond to that on its turn, but no one is now. No one is providing counter instructions to it, so it is just doing its. It is just listening to you for that. Okay, that will bring us to Montblanc.
Okay, so how far away is it from me?
From you, it is 50 feet away.
Balls. Okay, I want to move up 30.
Okay.
And as I'm running up, Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, that hits.
Wow. 1 force damage.
Oh, okay.
And 6 from Hex.
Okay. The Hex coming in clutch there. All right.
And bonus action. Fuck it. Summon my tentacle.
Okay. All right. Summon it right next to the troll.
Oh yeah, and which will reduce it. Oh, it's gonna reduce its speed, but if it hits, whatever.
Yeah.
Huzzah! 15 to hit with the tentacle.
That exactly hits.
For 3 cold damage.
Okay.
And I believe Hex also gets pinged again.
Yep, because anytime you do damage.
And 1 Hex.
1 Hex damage. So what was it total again?
Shit.
4. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So boom, boom. Okay. And the tentacle appears behind it.
Yep, just
smacks. All right. That'll bring us to the soldiers. The soldiers are going to lay down their crossbows and just put them on the ground. Especially because the guy providing the counter argument is laying on the ground without legs. That creates a very compelling argument.
Yeah.
That'll bring us back at the top with Galina, who is going to.
Oh.
Yes, but I'm getting instructions.
Okay, cool.
We've diagnosed the problem. It's internet connectivity issues.
Okay. So Galina is going to Eldritch Blast at the troll, which is going to hit.
Nice.
And
I will fix the windows better than I did then.
Okay. 6 points of force damage to the troll. And that'll bring us to Yulyanya.
How far away am I from the troll?
You are right next to it.
Oh God.
But it is. It looks like it's about to start backing up away from you because you're standing there. You just got the shit kicked out of you by it. But then Princess ran up behind you, spinning that toy that you found with her, and it like immediately has already started to lean back and backpedal. It looks like on its turn it's going to start by moving away from you.
Okay. It hasn't taken its turn yet though, so right. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing.
Wait, the thing you got with your.
Yeah, I'm gonna start explaining the thing.
Well, but I will tell you, since it's right next to you, it's a disadvantage because it's a ranged attack.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Then never mind. We're not doing the thing. Thank you for telling me that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I'm gonna bop it with my quarterstaff, and
nice.
Yes, I did attach it to my hair just for this moment.
Is that specifically Aang's glider staff?
Yes.
That is so cool. Okay.
I got it yesterday.
That's awesome. Flo, welcome back. You did 6 points of Eldritch Blast damage to the troll.
Fuck
Hi,
yeah, I did.
Flo. We love to
Alright.
see you.
So,
I'm
smack
gonna
that troll.
bonk it.
Okay.
So I roll to bonk. Ooh.
You're the next contestant on Bonk That Troll.
20, not nat.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Bonk.
Okay, roll damage.
If these were the same color, I would be killing it. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get the same color. Eventually, this will match. It's gonna be great. Oh, I have to roll damage.
Yeah.
That's what you're waiting for. I'm like, you're gonna tell me a thing. Oh, fuck. Where's my damage dice? Can I just say that Yulyanya trusts Galina enough for Galina to roll damage?
What are you rolling?
Just roll damage. Roll a, what's the triangle one?
What's
Triangle
wait,
one.
you're rolling with your quarterstaff. I think quarterstaff is a D6, I think.
Yeah.
That's the triangle one, right?
Nope,
No.
that's this one.
That's the
The
square.
square.
That's not the pyramid one?
No, pyramid's a D4.
But is quarterstaff one of those weapons where, like, if it's two-handed, it's a D8?
It is, but it's in the braid specifically, which is one hand.
It's in the braid. Yeah, that's only one hand. You are correct.
Okay, so then Flo, go ahead and roll a D6 for
Please.
Yulyanya's damage.
Thank you. I don't know where my container of dice went. I need to find it.
Or plus whatever your modifier is.
Yeah, +4, I guess. I think I might have been doing everything wrong the whole time.
What's your dexterity? Yeah, what's your dexterity again?
My dex is +2.
Okay, so the damage should be +2.
Oh, it's only +2?
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
plus
idea what
4
I'm
to
doing.
hit, and then it's +2 on the whatever
Oh.
you roll.
I'm gonna figure this out at some point.
You're
I
good.
promise.
All right, so it was 4 + 2 is 6. Okay,
Sorry for any damage I've claimed that was not earned.
you're good. I think you've also, because if you've been using a D4, it kind of balances out.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
So because it is a D4 on your unarmed strikes. It's a D6 on the quarterstaff. It's a D4 on the punchies.
I'll figure it out at some point.
You're good. Do you want to take a bonus action?
Yes, I would like to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay, so you can bonus action disengage away from it. You gonna back up?
Yes.
Okay, so you back up away from it.
Yeah, I'm backing all the. Well. Yeah. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you back up away from it. Okay.
Yes.
They'll make it the patrol's turn. The troll backs up away from you 30 feet.
Attack of opportunity from the tentacle.
Specifically backs up away from Princess.
I'm muted. Shit.
So it is.
Attack of opportunity from my tentacle that was muted.
Yes. Yeah.
I was about to say that. I asked that.
Yep. Only the tentacle is near it though for the attack of
Yeah.
opportunity.
21.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. For max cold, or yeah, no, it's not max. 8 cold damage
Ooh.
and 5 hex damage.
Ooh, boy. Montblanc with the damage. All right, it backs up and then it does not really do anything because it wants to attack. It's not really taking the dodge action. It's not thinking very much. It just is compelled to back up by this command, and then gets smacked by a tentacle. So actually, it backed up less because its movement was restricted.
By 10 feet.
And there is a big eagle talon just embedded in it that you can see its wounds trying to heal, but that thing just flares into life and just prevents all of its natural regeneration, and it recovers no health.
Tedros.
Bringing it to Viktoria.
That is a great question. Thank you so much for asking. Where did Princess go?
Princess ran actually underneath you, past you, and is now like 10 feet behind you.
10
Bad.
feet behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I have 30 feet of movement. I'm gonna fly over to Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Drop the Mr. Pleasant spinny thing,
Okay.
and then so it was 10 feet back,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 20 feet to go back towards the troll.
Okay, so you're just gonna keep flying towards the troll.
Yeah.
That'll leave you 10 feet from the troll. You're basically right over the You're right where you left. You're right over the platform again, and it's now 10 feet onto the other side of that central pillar.
This is probably a creature that has a pretty hefty con.
Yeah, probably.
Most likely. Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna give it a try anyways.
Poison spray?
Poison spray.
Alright, con save.
Blow
It got a
little
7.
kiss. Oh shit. I blew it a little kiss.
Yeah, just a puff of poison cloud flies towards it.
What's up, bitch? That is max poison damage for 12.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, it just coughs and sputters and like
And
eyes start running, nose starts running. It's like it's pepper sprayed.
and 3 radiant damage. 'Cause
Ooh,
I
that's
still
right.
have my wings out.
You blow the poison cloud into its face, and then it all starts to glow too. Okay, that'll bring us to Tedros.
Tedros will look up a little bit in admiration, and will use his. Oh shit! Moved. Is he within 60, or does he have to move forward to get
Of
closer?
the troll?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Then he'll move to within 40 feet of it.
Okay.
If he
You were
isn't
actually
already.
there. You were only like 20 feet away.
Okay. And then
Or
he
30
will again cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll it.
That's a 20 total.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
And the damage is less important, so I don't mind the 3 because it does not
Okay.
heal.
Yep. Prevents 10 points of regeneration.
Yeah. Not a fan of that.
Don't need my torch now,
Okay.
which is important.
Does anybody look like they're in danger of being hit by this thing?
At the moment, no. It is. Princess has used the spinny thing to back it up, so it is standing completely by itself with no one next to it.
Okay. I don't remember what action it is. Can he kind of like let the crossbow kind of fall slack on the strap and then pull out his shield?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Then he'll do that. He'll get a little bit closer to it.
Okay.
Well, he'll pull out the shield for right now, and he'll
Okay.
stay where he is.
All right. So Princess.
Yes, me. Mr. Pleasant is dead. Is that what
He is.
I'm-
He's missing legs from the knee down and currently laying in a pool of blood. Whether or not he's
Alright.
fully expired is a question, but he's not moving.
All right. How far is the balcony from or wherever he's at from?
You're
me?
pretty much like 10 feet away from it, and it's just like it's kind of like a pillar, like just like a big stone column in the middle of the room. that he's
Does it
standing on
look
top
like I could get up on it or no?
It's about, what did I say, 15 feet tall. You could, with enough of a jump, you could, but it'd be kind of tough.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, give me an athletics check to see if you can just get that little extra oomph. You're almost there.
All right. All right. Okay. That's a 22.
Okay, yeah, you can just like run, take a leap, and like if you wanted to like use Tedros or Montblanc as a springboard, they're right there too.
Totally.
Yeah, Tedros has got the shield. You can just like run and just like jump off the shield, catch just like fingertips on the edge of the platform, and then you can just climb your way up onto it, and you can see just all the guards that are staying there, just like hands up, crossbows on the ground, and you can see Mr. Pleasant just laying there on the ground, just massive pool of blood around him.
Is he still like kicking or is he like gone?
Well, he's not kicking because he doesn't have legs.
I mean, yeah, but I'm like, I know.
There we go. There.
Damn.
Is he still breathing? Is
You
he
can
still
see
got...
you can see slight shallow breaths. Yes.
Is he like, oh, I don't know. She's just gonna walk up to him.
Okay.
It's the closest she can get. I'm just like, I don't know, like, okay. What to do? He's not like that's what I'm just trying to ask if he's like awake. Like, could I talk to him or no?
He is. He's drifting in and out. But like, if you talk to him, you think you maybe would be able to get some attention out of him. Yeah.
Why did Dagon send you here?
Give me 1 second because I need to do a thing.
Dagon, huh? Putting that in the old journal.
Would you like a spelling of it?
I would.
It's simple. It's Degan.
Wait,
That is not the way I would have spelled it.
why are we sharing sound now, Samuel?
Excellent question. Thank you so much for asking.
What is Samuel sharing?
Sharing his computer sound. So
Samwise, what
What?
are you doing?
There it is. Make sure this came up. As you address him, and I pull out the wonderful arcane anthems for more music. He a bit of blood comes up from the internal hemorrhaging he experienced from the inflict wounds, and just looks up at you. The Underking's reach extends farther than you know.
The Underking.
I didn't name it.
And then
Oh,
Princess
that's spooky coincidental.
Well, let's hope that it reaches you in hell, and she's just gonna take her sickle and slash it across his throat.
Yeah.
As you rear back to swing down, and he says, "We'll find you first, princess." Right across his neck, and he slumps back, dead. But the influence of his master lives on.
Underking.
All right. And that'll bring us to. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
That'll bring us to Montblanc.
Yeah. How far away is the troll?
Like 20 feet from
Oh,
you.
thank God. Full movement to get up to it.
Okay.
Drop the torch because I don't need it.
Yep.
And also because I have the dueling fighting style, so it's kind of important that I don't have it in my hands.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I'm going to swing the lightning anchor flail.
All right, go ahead.
21 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Alrighty. And the right damage is magical, just so you know.
Yes.
Okay. Max damage, 8 plus 7 bludgeoning.
Oh, so 15.
Yeah, and because
Alright.
I have Crusher, I always remember what Crusher does as my feat. I can move it from 5 feet to an unoccupied space, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
And then it takes 2 lightning damage.
Okay.
And then, because of Hex, 5 Hex.
That is literally exactly the number you needed. Montblanc, please tell us, how do you run up and finish off this troll?
Run, jump, and kind of scramble up its back as it's running away, kind of like Legolas in The Mines of Moria, using like my chain to kind of do that kind of flavor as well. And then come down with a big swing as I leap off and just cave its face in.
All right. So yeah, this troll is like it's in the process of running away. Princess sent it running with the crank. It is in the process of moving away from you. You like come up after it. You swing the chain up and like hook it over its shoulder for a handhold, and then just like climb up its back in like a run, not even breaking pace. As you put your foot on its shoulder, pull the anchor off, leap up into the air as you come down in front of it, just both hands, with a crack of lightning just bursting off of the flail as it lands down on its head. caves its front of its head in and just like ride it to the ground, hanging onto the chain as it falls with a thud. You kind of like skid backwards on your boots across the smooth floor as it just expires in front of you.
Cool.
And that is the end of combat.
My tentacle then goes away.
All right.
I
Vanishes.
will land on the ground as my wings dissipate.
Okay.
Also, my Crimson Right doesn't go away until I unequip my weapon or until I have a rest.
Okay, so it's just still crackling with electricity. All right.
Yeah.
And
can-
with
Also, you can also notice that Yulyanya is crackling with some sort of weird electricity, like buzzing, but not doing anything.
all right, and with Lord Canro dead, Mr. Pleasant, whose name you never got to learn, dead, and the troll that he brought as a gift to Lord Canro dead. We'll pick up with the aftermath of that next week. Thank you for joining us,
Woo!
everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween indeed.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey.
Bye.